told me it was all in my head, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, mountains generally are understood to be larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
Meltology 101, baby. Once you see the melted bricks, you won't fall for their lame-ass tricks. Geologist, you're fired.
Larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
Boom, baby!
Just how many, quote, natural formations are really just extremely weathered, once extremely large stone-built structures? Maybe there are many stone granite hills, and even maybe mountains that dot our earth, which grand structures of a forgotten people.
Boom, baby!
Encyclopedia Britannica, mountains generally are understood to be larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
They told me it was all in my head, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Seen God's eyes, but I seen the devil's. He walks with man on earth at different levels. He knows the king we serve, so he hates and meddles and prays that we all burn and turn to rebels. He tried to get my soul, but I'll never settle. I walk this lonely road from the burbs to ghettos. I'll take the gift bestowed and return a vessel. I am the one they chose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rebellious in all ways, been sinners since birth. He knew that it would happen when he put us on this earth. We demonize religion, brought corruption to the church. We know the price of everything, but we don't know the worth. We spend all of our time idolizing false prophets. Comparison's the enemy, stop watching others' pockets. The social system's broken, we divide on every topic. They fabricate the truth and we all monetize the gossip. We know the problems and we see them but don't want to change. We're desensitized to every issue cause they let us profit off of people's pain. In this dystopian age, we are the game that he plays, and all the evil, deceitful people should shake our faith. I never seen God's eyes, but I seen the devil's. He walks with man on earth at different levels. He knows the king we serve, so he hates and meddles and prays that we all burn and turn to rebels. He tried to get my soul, but I'll never settle. I walk this lonely road from the burbs to ghettos. bestowed and return a vessel. I am the one they chose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our God is an awesome artist. In perilous times we seek his grace as the world and the times we face turn fake in the face of the devil's mirages. In the midst of the pain, just staying in the media's push of all this garbage, I pray that you keep your faith as the whole world breaks and the real get disregarded. It's about time that we take it back. The waste you break for the camel's back. Strong men made life an easy task, and now the weak men feminize every act. In the church, in the workplace, every class, on the television screen, in the state of rap. All virtues gone and it's fade to black. We in hell on earth and it's gon' collapse. Integrity's lost, hedonism, we incentivize gods on the way the revolution will be televised. Gone too far, don't know if we can rectify. At those gates we will testify. So I'm saying it now so they counteract clockwise. We are living in times where the wicked is all rise. The intelligent fall while the stupid is all thrive. And the real get pushed aside. Yeah. I never seen God's eyes, but I seen the devil's. He walks with men on earth at different levels. He knows the king we serve, so he hates and meddles and prays that we all burn and turn to rebels. He tried to get my soul, but I'll never settle. I walk this lonely road from the birth to ghettos. I'll take the gift bestowed and return a vessel. I am the one they chose. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ever pondered how what we perceive as reality might just be an elaborate illusion? What if our understanding of the world, the principles we've been taught, are nothing more than a mirage, a carefully crafted narrative imposed upon us? This is not a simple question, but a profound inquiry into the nature of existence itself. It's time to dive into a fascinating realm that challenges everything we've been told about the Earth beneath our feet. Welcome to Meltology. Meltology, a relatively new field of study, poses a radical challenge to the conventional geological narrative. It dares to ask, what if the Earth is not a spinning ball in an ever-expanding universe, but rather a plane of existence? It challenges the very core of our established understanding, proposing that we live on a planet rather than a planet. This shift in perspective is not simply about semantics. It's about how we perceive and interact with our world. It's about the very essence of reality. According to Meltology, the geological narrative tied to the globe model is nothing but a false narrative, a distortion of our perception of the world. So, what does Meltology propose? It suggests that the Earth's features are not the result of slow geological processes over millions of years as we've been led to believe. It posits that the processes involved are far more dynamic, more immediate, and more influenced by non-earthly factors than we could have ever imagined. Meltology's implications are far-reaching. It calls for a complete re-evaluation of how we perceive the Earth. It demands that we question the accepted theories about the formation of mountains, the creation of oceans, and the origins of continents. It even challenges the very concept of time. The key points of Meltology are revolutionary, to say the least. It proposes that the Earth is a plane, not a planet, shattering the globe model we've been taught. It challenges the geological narrative, suggesting that the Earth's features are the result of dynamic processes, not slow geological ones. And finally, it calls for a re-evaluation of our perception of time and reality. In conclusion, Meltology is a radical new field that encourages us to question everything we've been taught about the Earth and our place in the universe. It challenges us to reconsider the very nature of reality. Whether you're ready to embrace these ideas or not, they certainly offer food for thought. After all, isn't it the nature of knowledge to evolve, to question, and to challenge? Perhaps it's time to rethink what we know about the world beneath our feet.
Boom, baby. What is up, guys? Welcome back. It's been a minute. I was having withdrawals from my family and my friends, and I felt like I really needed to get the band back together. And I've been traveling lately. I went to Philadelphia for a week to visit my mom during Mother's Day, and it was her birthday as well. And then I took a trip to Nashville, and then coming home and recouping from all that and getting shit done around the house, all this stuff. So I've been busy lately. But yeah, I made a few phone calls and we'll get the band back together today. So everybody, please give a big warm welcome to my two brothers from other mothers, Shampoo and CFM is here with us tonight. What's up, guys? Welcome.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
And,
Be back. Hi, CFM.
oh, it's fun to be back and see you on screen. Thanks for having me too.
Nice.
It's exciting. I know. I felt like my right arm was cut off. Even though we talk all the time, it's like streaming and that connection and putting everything together. CFM, you had made mention before that some of the talks that we've had on the phone should have been a live stream. I mean, it was just
right.
off the charts. The conversations that we have, because we start questioning and he's giving me pieces of information. I'm throwing something back at him. And, it's just amazing the way things work out. And I really love doing that with you guys.
Same thing, man. Yeah.
Right back at you.
Oh, boy. So
the thing. See, I got my outfit on. I'm all
very
ready.
nice. Very nice.
And this
Yep,
damn
I'm saying-
pillow, it's upside down all the time. I can never get it straight up.
I know, I see it on every show.
It's trippy.
It's one of those paintings. What is that? What's that guy that the paintings are like?
Hi, sure.
Yeah, it's an Escher. It's an Escher.
Yeah.
There's no right way to do it.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I just love his work. I think it was my the first artist book that I bought. It was an Escher book. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love it because of that.
Yeah, when you first showed it to me, I'm like, did they make a mistake? Like, what's wrong with this pillow? But
No.
it's really cool. I love it. It's trippy.
it's a melting city, but
It makes your brain melts when you look at it.
Right? I don't know. Sideways, I don't know. It doesn't really. Anyway, enough of that.
Oh boy. So, guys, what have you been up to? I know CFM's been doing some really cool stuff and putting out some interviews. You interviewed JC follows JT, or is it JT follows JC? I forget.
That's JT. I did that too. JT follows JC. Jesus Christ at the end. See?
Oh, I got you.
yeah, but the other way around, he follows you everywhere, so
That's
it still works.
for sure. That's very true, Button. Exactly.
I'm trying to find it right now.
That's very true.
Oh,
There he is.
Motherfucker.
That's for me not being on it quick enough.
And thank you, Johnny.
Rusty.
My channel in the chat. That's really nice. I watched him play saxophone today. Did you see that? He's got a short little video of him playing saxophone.
No, I didn't. I don't even know if I subscribed to him. Did you see it, Chapu?
No, I didn't see it yet.
We got a lot of talented people in the chat and stuff.
I had not heard of them really before. Freya mentioned them to me and said that you were trying to facilitate a show with them. And I've been, traveling and family and a lot of stuff. So I haven't really been paying attention to the YouTube world. And,
no, I just put it up today. Just a few minutes of him playing. It's kind of fun.
Oh,
See
yeah.
people's talents that they have at home.
Well, that was a really good interview. And,
with JT, yeah, wasn't that something? Because it's nice to actually have people that aren't ready to just like shut you down and listen to you. Oh. And that basically the same thing was going on. Like we're going. Oh, she's frozen. We're going along learning these things, and I guess at the same time they were doing it because him and this other gentleman, Alpha Talks and stuff.
I don't know what happened to my camera,
so
guys.
We're all kind of going at the same time, and we're suddenly finally put together and crossed. It's really nice to have that. So I'm looking forward to hopefully having more discussions with him. So
nice. I didn't have time to watch it yet, but I watched the last one you did. It was really good.
Oh, thanks.
Nice stuff. The definition in was for scientific was so nice.
You know what's weird? I wanted to bring that up today, and when you type it in now, they've changed it. I can't get it to say that now. It's weird. I was doing that before the show started, so I typed in the same things I did that night on the live stream. So now I got to go back to the live stream and watch it.
Yeah. They're so fast now, just to change it when things don't go their way. It's amazing.
Yeah, and for anybody that doesn't know, I took the word scientific and in Google Translate from Latin to English, and it said be aware that it's fiction, but now it doesn't say that. I'm trying. It seems like they altered it now. It doesn't work. It's just one of those things.
Guys, I don't know what happened to my camera.
That's funny. So when we get together, Jen says to me, "Are you just gonna have your screen like this all night, or are you gonna turn it on?" Okay. So then what does she do? She goes literally black screen.
Dude, I don't know. I think I might have hit a button or scrolled something. I'm not sure, but it just went all black on me. That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know I was on the settings button, and then after that, I don't know what happened.
You might have to drop out of your stream and come back.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. You guys do your thing. I'll be right back.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, well,
Thank God we got rid of that dead weight. Yeah.
Yeah, we got our show now. It's
with the takeover. I
yeah,
have to come up with a name for it.
yeah. I don't know.
So
Got it.
I don't know. I've never done a show before. What do we do when we're just stalling? You crack out a guitar every once in a while. That's nice.
Yeah, once in a while. I've been busy. Yeah, I finished my guitar right there. That I don't know if you watched the previous show. I said I was working on my SD guitar here. It was just hanging out, and now it's finished.
It was broken. You fixed it?
No, I just bought a used one, and I modified it to what I wanted.
Oh, nice.
To be. So I just sanded all, painted, repainted, recoat the clear and everything. Bought.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought some new pickups and a couple.
Yeah, I'm working on my tambourine. It's missing one of the things here, so I'm working on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to get a job on the Partridge Family, right? Who was that? There was that one girl that's all she did,
God, we got to get a clip from that and use it as a drop. That and something from the Monkeys or the Munsters, those shows. Yeah, they got to
I get to the point where StreamYard doesn't like put many new drops. I have to delete
I know.
too many. Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
So I wanted to do a show one day, maybe with you guys, about all the
slow motion.
Oh, you are? Look at it.
I'm going through space. Help.
You guys are tripping me out tonight.
Oh my God.
That's too funny. This is the way it looks when you do that.
You got some weird stuff going on here, Jen.
I don't know.
God's
blessing us tonight with some excitement.
All right, let me drop out and come back and see if that. Oh wait, that helped. Whatever. Shampoo fixed it. That was bizarre. Got caught in some weird time warp. I like your avatar, Shampoo.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
It's like handsome superhero, ordinary kind of guy look.
Right? I look too goofy, so I went with the serious one.
Yeah, LBK Redstorm wanted to see it from it.
Look, guys.
There you go. He just worked on that and got it all working. That's
I finished my guitar that I was working on.
Yeah, it looks great.
So I changed the pickups, and I had it like a third knob, because usually they're only 2 or 4, but I wanted 3, and I modified it. And the plug-in is right there. It used to be on top here. Pretty nice.
That's excellent.
Plays really good. It's a Epiphone SG.
Look at that, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna play a little bit for us when.
Well, you won't hear it because it's it's not plugged in, but
he makes guitars and he makes chainmail.
2 things you want in a man. I'm sorry.
Right.
All right, so I have dry mouth.
Melanie just showed up, so we can start the show now. Finally.
I want to address something real quick in the chat. Redstorm, I still love you. This is my backup channel, which has now become my main channel, and there's only a few people that have wrenches at this point, because I have not wrenched anybody and really done anything over here at too much. So just bear with me with things. I'm going to go at my own pace. I don't want to feel like I have to do anything too soon just to please anybody else. I love you guys. Y'all love me. We're hanging out, and that's it. I know a lot of people look better in blue. I know I look better in blue, but just please be patient with me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I did the same thing on my channel. I don't know. I just remove everyone, and I will just put it back again when.
Yeah, you have to clean house every once in a while. I did it not too long ago, and might have to do it again. It just happens.
Yeah, you know, I never get to clean house because my channels get taken down so
Oh
quick.
yeah,
So, you know, I'm like,
it doesn't by itself.
they're all gone.
keep me on my toes, guys. I'm telling you. It's just like I'm just jumping around all over the place. I'm jumping off YouTube. You know, probably.
I prefer not having a wrench on people's channels. It's less pressure.
Hey, Melanie, thank you. And like I said, guys, look, Juan doesn't even have a wrench. I still love him. He ain't saying, he knows. He said, "Just get it to me when she's got time." I just want to let things, you know, just ride out for a little while, and I want to go at my own pace with doing it this round. Okay, so we're going to be talking about biblical cosmology. Excuse me, not biblical cosmology, which kind of relates to that in some sort of way, but biblical geology and the biblical narrative itself, how it plays into history, what they were taught up until public school system, and strict regimen of children going to school, not just like higher up people, but the average person starting school and learning things. Because prior to that, it was all what was written in scriptures was the historical narratives, the truths. And we're going to get into biblical geology itself. And we're going to be looking at how geology was formed and I know I've covered this before, but not that it was just formed to hide God and the creation, but it goes so much deeper than that. And the fact that we are 13 generations in from the last God's judgment / X Factor extreme heat event, I've calculated in my head, and that's a theory. Okay, it may be 10 generations. I don't know, but I'm thinking it's like the last 13 generations. There has been a huge push to have us have a perception deception of our reality, our world that's been put over our eyes to hide the truth from us. That's always been here in our faces, and where that truth actually leads back to, and what is the motive. It's kind of like dissecting a crime scene here, and it's actually quite an adventure and quite a road to travel, and not many want to go down this road, but this is where the truth leads you. And if you truly love the truth, you will go down that road and you will take it in because the information's out there. All you gotta do is let it in, right? And here we are. We're on the narrow path, and people want to push you off all the time. But if you truly love truth, because God says in the Bible, he said, and I don't know what verse it is because I just don't know, but he said it. He said that he put a strong delusion on them because they did not love the truth. So they're stuck at certain places. They can't go any further. They don't want to go any further. And that's fine. This is where we go here. So if you don't like where we go and where we're headed, you should just change the channel. I'm putting this out there. I'm not hurt. Just change the channel. It's okay. But if you really, really want to know the truth of what's going on and what is the motive behind what they're doing and what they have done insidiously for at least 13 generations, it's profound in my opinion. And if we knew the truth, how different, I mean, really, really extremely different things would be in this reality. We've been hijacked, and it's so diabolical and insidious. I get chills thinking about how bad this lie is, and where we're at here. But it's also something apparently has to go on with this whole biblical thing with, you know, the Adam and Eve story where we started with CFM. We still have to finish that out.
Yeah, we definitely want to do more of those.
It all ties back around to that, to the garden and us going home. So, and this creation cycle being over. And then a new one will start with a new heaven and a new earth. So now that I got that out,
Nice.
I was going to give it over to you, Shabu, and see if you wanted to talk or show anything on your end about any of this.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about that, but I've been like busy a couple months, you know, working and just before, like a 2 months ago, I started summer here and working again. So been pretty busy, and I broke my toe like 2 weeks ago. But anyway,
Is it still purple?
oh no.
Oh, good. Yeah.
It hurts,
That
but
would
it's
die.
not purple anymore. My foot is still swollen, but I'm just limping and moving really slowly. But I'm still working like every weekend and every day, so it's not healing as fast as it should be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're still using it. Yeah.
But I just bought a new camera, and I had to go and you try it. I just bought myself a new P900, so
Okay.
not
you're
new
doing
but a
boots on the
used
ground.
one. Yeah. And
Nice.
I
Boots on the
did
ground
with
with broken toe.
with my broken foot, so I wasn't
That's
moving
true
much.
methodologist right there, in my opinion.
But yeah, I was waiting for the nice weather to go out, and I couldn't miss it, so I went out anyway.
Well, you got it, especially up there.
Yeah.
I came up with 13 generations based on the Statue of Liberty and the date that's on that. If that's Lucifer and it's marking his release, his breaking of the chains, and we celebrate it every year. Except we are told under a perception deception on that we're celebrating our freedom and liberty from England, which clearly that's not the case. We're celebrating his loosening, and if you measure that out and figure out how many generations it is, it's around 12, 13 generations. Before that, everybody knew it was flat. So,
yeah.
And I did figure it out. I got it working. The thing I showed on my show, I can show it real quick, Jen. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
This I have to prove to her that I brought something to the table because I told her.
No, I'm like, what do you got? What do you got? Where's these cities? And he's like, I'm kicking back and putting my feet up. I'm like, no. Oh, nay.
You see that?
Yes.
So I type this out, scientific, and you do a Google Translate from Latin to English, know that it is fiction.
See, now look at that, guys. Hello, any of us can do this here. It's no accident these people name this stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, pretty wild.
And can you type in Nickelodeon or anything? I said Nickelodeon. They're saying it means I hate.
I know how to spell it. Nickelodeon.
No, I think there's a CNICK.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay, NICK. Nick. That looks better.
OLODEDEON, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, but then you have to know where to hit the brakes, though. No. See, this could go on forever if you don't know where to hit the brakes.
Yeah, I just talked my text. I'm like, what's Latin for Nickelodeon? And it's like, I hate God or something.
I'm not getting that, but I might have misspelled it too. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Could be like in another Hebrew or something. I don't know.
Here, let me mute this here real quick.
Well, we'll have to figure that out. But the scientific one does work. I mean, the way you spell it, no, the way you're doing. I spelled it wrong. See, if you don't get it exactly right.
It said, okay, here it is. I'm going to open this up now. I don't know if this is a spoof or what, but it says Nickelodeon is Latin for I don't care about God.
Yeah, I don't know how you get there, though. That's
using Google Translate and see for yourself. So when you go to Google Translate.
So what are the letters? Tell me the letters. I'll type it.
NICK.
NICK.
ELOD.
Is there a space or you just keep going?
No, it's all one word.
Okay. NICK. What? EL.
ODE.
Sure, I write nickel. Of course I do, the Jew guy. ODEON. Niccolo. No, I get nothing.
Are you going to Latin for it?
Yeah, it was in Latin. It's right there.
Latin.
Latin.
Only works in the. Let me see. You also have your critical thinkers cap on. Okay, let's see here.
I have to put on a critical thinker cap? Is that a
Yeah,
problem?
I'm trying to see if this is true or not. Now here they have the word broke up. NIC space
Yeah, it depends on how
KELO
wait,
space DEO. Now DO is God in Latin, so I know that.
wait. So what were your spaces? Say it
All
again.
right, so it's NIC space
Okay.
KELO space,
Okay.
and then you should be left with DEO. There's no
Yeah.
N at the end for this. Nickelodeon, or is what it's called.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go. I just changed one letter.
Weird. What's
Oh,
that, Jen?
baby.
You put this on, and it's like, it's just a weird word.
Okay, yeah.
And then
So
you
what
make
would be
it-
the motive for this, guys? I mean, what would be the motive for this? Okay, all your kids watched it. My kids watched Nickelodeon. Yeah. They got everybody buying into it. These kids are being molested left and right, and this is what it means. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
That's muffed up. That is
Yeah,
muffed up.
that's
That's insidious right there. And that's like my new word, right? It's like everything's
Yeah, I
insidious.
noticed that. You wear it well. You keep using it well.
Where is it? Insidious?
So let's see. Let me try this other one live again.
It's very true. Yes, live. It is. Display names. I have my display names on.
Is it T? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What did I do wrong this time? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Be aware of the fiction.
Yeah, it was weird. It had it there a second ago. I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
But see, Latin. This is why they don't teach Latin anymore. And
no, right?
Yeah, Latin. From what I've not delved into it extensively to speak on it, and I hate to bring up things when I haven't researched it enough to be well spoken on it. But I know that Latin, something about how it's spoken, you can't lie. You can't lie when you speak Latin. See what I'm saying? I don't know exactly how it works, but
yeah,
supposedly you can't lie. So yeah, that wouldn't work in Satan's world, right? Figures why they had to get rid of Latin.
Yeah,
who the hell takes Latin anymore, right?
Yeah, they used to teach it in school.
It was like required.
Yeah.
At first, and then they're like, yeah, no. We don't want smart people who know stuff. We need dumbed down people who will dumb down their kids.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
guys.
because it's a mix of all the Romance language, French, English, Portuguese, Spanish. All Latin comes from this. So if you know Latin, you could know a lot of language just by knowing Latin. So maybe that's another reason.
Yeah, it seems like they've branched off from it in some various form in all these different areas. I wonder if they did that deliberately as well.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me that maybe during a millennial reign of Christ that everybody would speak the same language. You know what I mean? That kind of a oneness, which could be Latin. And then all these other languages derived out from it, for all these, different nations it formed. And I want to stress also that kingdoms are kingdoms, and they try to muddy the waters when you look up what a kingdom is and what a nation is. Okay. It says in the Bible, and I'm taking it literally, that he will go forth and deceive the nations in the short season. He's loosened for a short season, and that is his job. And we already know there's a cataclysm that takes place, okay? A God's judgment. And it wipes out a lot of people. So you got to build that population back. That takes time. At least 5 to 7 generations, okay? And then you have to have enough population to where you can have nations, and then you have nation states, which all the nations and nation states, mostly except for England and a few other places, came about and stopped calling themselves kingdoms, and now they're nations, which is really key to all this. For like proof-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't stand the silence. It's deafening.
Oh.
No, it's just crazy what they are doing. They're not hiding anything that they do anymore. On live TV and on. I don't know if we don't really got the Eurovision contest here in America and Canada, but it was crazy what I saw from there. They're just pushing this Satanist agenda like crazy. It's
Yeah, they're normalizing all this stuff. And it's, I mean, once you understand and really grasp where we are at, then you better understand why things are happening. And it all comes together. The whole story comes together. And it's undeniable, in my opinion. What do you think, CFM?
Yes.
Yes. You better say yes. Beat you over the head with my brick.
Oh yeah, or that taser is coming out again. Oh shit. Oh, I see.
Nope. It ain't.
I know. I keep freezing. I don't know why I'm freezing. Look.
You're back. You're back.
See? I got a
What
brick.
is this? I can't see it. You're back there. Wait, there you go. Sweet.
Aaron
Nice.
sent me that last year for my birthday.
That's sweet.
Yes,
I don't know, I think I
nice.
forgot the thing. Yeah, I usually have it sitting up here in this area, but so yeah, when I said I was going to hit you over the head with my brick, I wasn't kidding.
I was worried about her taser. Now she's got a brick to throw at you.
Yeah, and I got something else too.
Oh, it's show and tell.
I'm just saying, because you have to have PPE, right? You know, during the whole thing that happened, you have to have personal protection equipment. That's what this is. Look at my little bat.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you're Mini Negan. I see. Or no, what was it?
It's
Lucille.
good for under the seat in your car, kind of little bat. I have a bat tucked away in every corner of my house. It's just the way we roll.
Yeah, another thing.
Alabama.
Right there.
Lucifer. Yeah. What are you pointing at?
Is that Jinx?
Yeah, if I
I
just
see your eyes.
Oh, I can't. I don't see her eyes.
take
Usually,
out the
Just
names.
open
If you could take out the names, you could see.
Yeah, I'm going to do it now, Shafu. I'll take out the names. Let me get over there.
She's like just so hot here. Look,
right
she's
there.
lying on
you
her
on me.
back. I don't know if you can see.
Look at her little eyes.
oh, there she is, upside down. That's funny.
Jinx probably missed it. She missed us
Jinx.
live streaming.
Jinx. Oh, there she goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Have anybody here? No, I don't have anyone visiting me.
Yeah, it's so hot and humid. She's just like right on the fan.
Just look at her. She's so cute. She's usually really active and talking. I guess she's not in any heat right now.
No. She's just hot. That's it.
She's hot, but she's not in heat.
Yeah.
That's right. That's how we make it make sense around here.
Yeah, I wore my Make It Make Sense shirt the other day. Nobody asked me anything about it, but
yeah, they don't like me. This one, they don't ask me anything.
Hold on. Let me make you on big screen again. Show me that. Yeah, I like that.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's
I
in
like
Yeah.
the coloring and the font that you're using on that. Kind of has a 70s vibe to it a little bit.
Yeah,
like
more like chunky.
Yes,
Mhm.
70s are back. Mullets, everything.
All the commercials from the 70s and the 60s, when you look back on them, even the 50s, we should just do a whole show on these commercials, man. If we could bring them up, I don't know if we'd be allowed to play them, but these old commercials, now that we're where we're at now, it is so unbelievable, the stuff that's in there. That would be an interesting show, I think.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I used to save them and do some. Where did I put them? I did put them on YouTube or on Facebook. I think Facebook it doesn't allow them, most of them, because there's some kind of music in it, and and Facebook don't allow like a lot of music from other places. So
Yeah, I just found that out. I just thought I'd try. I'm starting up a TikTok to see if I can throw things on there, because a lot of people get views there. And I took a video that was free music from YouTube, and when I put it there, they blocked the sound. So it just, you never know one company to another, but they're going to allow. It's nuts.
yeah,
But they didn't give you a strike for it. They just block it. And you know,
Yeah,
Yeah, well, but if the music is behind the audio and it takes out the audio, there's no point.
oh, yeah. Well, then you got a problem there. I see what you're saying.
Deleted it, because it's like, but you never know what they're, and we're already tied our hands on YouTube. There's only certain things we can say and do, and music we can play.
Yeah, and then not only that, other people want to tell you what you can say and can't say and talk about. It's just like, well,
whatever.
I know.
Yeah, that's another.
I'm on a duck's back at this point.
I'm a rebel. Tell me not to do something, I'm going to go do it probably.
Well, I like it. I mean, you hadn't vetted it, but I made this little video about that kind of stuff, name calling and stuff. I had this new little video I made. I used AI technology cartoons. So, but anyways, I wouldn't do that to you and show it on screen unless you wanted me to.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
Seriously?
Yeah. You know what? I gotta tell you guys, since I got this backup channel, and it has no way tied to my other channels at all, because my other channels always were tied to each other in some way with the name.
Yeah.
And they're trying to throw all kinds of perks at me because I don't think that I'm, TTS69 anymore. This is just, an average normal person that doesn't give them any whatever problems. So like, you could do this, you could get super chats. I'm like, I never had none of this before. I don't even know what these options are.
Oh, excellent. Well, we'll build your channel up and you'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I think it's pretty awesome that I have at least the choice or option to if I chose to, because I've like never had that ever. They're like, yeah,
I do like the name of this channel. It's really nice, and you can remember it easily.
Yeah.
That other one, no offense, but the TTS69, it just looked bad when you're typing. It's one letter away.
I accidentally put an I in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one letter away. So this one's nice. I like this one, and it's excellent.
Oh, I seen it. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. But I seen this meme. It said something like, marketing genius. I don't know. Maybe you sent it to me or something. Marketing genius. Whoever put the S in fast food.
No, I didn't.
Take the S out of fast food.
That is good. You're
yeah.
Right. I will take credit for it, but it wasn't me. What's funny? We send things back and forth to each other and stuff, and like I know there was one not too long ago that Jen sent me, and I had sent it to her, like I don't know, 6 months earlier, but it rolls around, and she sent it to, and we end up sending things back and forth and forgetting we send them and stuff. So it's just
all the time. Hey, Freya's in the house. What's up, Freya? And Jamie is here. Jamie, I see you there, girl. Everybody was asking where you were. Getting worried. All right. So, where do you want to go from here? What do you got, Chapu? You got a folder or CFM? Do you want to start first? It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I can go with.
Yeah, start with him. I want to.
Right. Chapu, whip open one of your amazing folders and dazzle us. And
I'll show what some boots that I did.
Yes.
With my new camera that I tried.
Sweet.
Some stuff.
Exactly, Juan. Fat food. Now, who put this in here, Melanie? Yeah, back when I used to do shows with Brian Stavely, it came up.
Hi, Jamie. Yes, I heard you got your shirt. So cool.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
And I apologize, guys. I have to put all their links, all the stuff from my old channels all gone. I got to get Chapu's two. As a matter of fact, you can drop them in here too as we're going along, Chapu. Your two shirt links and your PayPal. I need that again too, because I used to just copy and paste my descriptions into my live streams, but all that stuff's just gone. Oh.
Yeah, now and again, the links don't work with this channel because it's new again.
Oh.
But I don't know what they're saying, because they told me that in 2 months the link could be, but now it's been like 4 months since they gave me this fake strike, and my links don't work. And so I don't know what's going on with YouTube.
Well, here on this channel, your link and CFM's link is working.
Yeah, the links to YouTube, they're okay, but outside of YouTube, they don't work, So, and they don't post the entire link, so you cannot copy it and
So
paste it because there's
that's what you should
nothing
be
behind.
because that happened to me because I was being punished by YouTube. They took that away from me. Only the YouTube links would work. Before I could drop all my links and they would work, but they just decided to take that away from me.
Yeah, they take that out from me because they said that I didn't post enough. And
You're not
posted,
participating enough, Pooh. Don't you know this is what happens when you don't participate enough?
They did that on my backup channel. They made it so like you said, I couldn't even post things on my own channel because I wasn't using it enough.
Yeah, that's crazy. They just
I'm in slow motion again. I don't know.
It's so ridiculous, but it's almost over, so there's that.
Okay, so
What they really don't like is us using their platform against them. That's the big problem.
yeah.
I think I have to drop out and back in. Oh, there we go. Whoa. No, I keep doing slow motion. It's really weird to watch myself talk and then it says it after I say it. So, but I'm back. It's fine. I'm having my own personal moment.
Okay.
You sound fine on our end, just by the way. I just wanted to tell you that.
Yeah. Fantastic.
All right.
All right. So let's show entire screen. Share. Okay. So I don't know if you guys remember last year I went to this place where there was like they said an old mill. I found like this only like a corner of a building with the windows just sticking out, nothing underneath, like no doors, no nothing. It was all bricks, but it was along the shoreline. And this time I went like further down the shore to see if there's more remains. And
this is over by you?
Yeah. This is just maybe a couple, maybe 30 minutes away from my place along the Ottawa River. So I found that this place, but I found it like really weird because there's no doors and only like a small corner, and they say that was a mill. There's no place like inside. Look, there's bricks all over, but it's only like a big square. So there's not really a place to put a mill.
Wow.
Here. But this is last year, and where's so this year I went. There's an echo. Okay, it's gone. Do I have? Yeah, I think I have.
Wow, look at all these pictures.
I know.
Yeah. So, and this is just a little further. Let's see. And there's still pieces of bricks everywhere, and even like there's bricks embedded under the roots.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Nice find there. Very nice.
That's cool.
Where's the control? Okay, there it is. Yeah, look at that.
That's a boom baby right there.
Yeah, just the bricks there, just pieces of bricks and other like bricks transformed.
Yep, trainy bricks.
Fuck.
And if you see, like, there's look, the river's right there. The old mill is like maybe further down.
It is absolutely incredible what's going on under our feet. It really is.
Yeah. And I think there's another like 3 that fell. And look, there's a.
What is that? A little fox?
No, I think it was like a what is it called? They dig holes in the ground. Groundhog.
Groundhog? Oh, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Groundhog. Look again, pieces of bricks underneath the roots and rocks.
Bricks everywhere here.
So I was, wait, where is it? Okay, right there. Pause. The mill, just if I go down this way, the mill should be what I showed you before. And all this coastline, I think I'm gonna go down further because I think there's more ruins all along this place.
You're gonna have to bring a little pickaxe thing with you, like Kairos has. Yeah, just dig in a little here and there, see what's going on. You know, maybe like half a foot. I mean, it's right under the surface, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So there's bricks all over the place here, like broken bricks, and none of them like had tags or anything.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like
that's gold right there. That's gold.
And they're not small trees either. They're
yeah, I can see that. They got to be at least 100-year-old, if not more.
Let's see.
Look at that. Wow. That's all muffed up.
Yeah, and I tried to find what was there. They say it was an old mill, but it's all over the shoreline, so it was much bigger than just the mill. You know, maybe they used these old buildings that were there to put some mills. But, I went further. This is on the Ottawa side.
It does look like certain places they not only refurbished but used whatever structural foundation was there. And then just say that it's from that building that they built on top of it. You know, like where's that place at? It's a Temple of Jupiter, I think it is, in Libya or something, where they have those trilithon kind of massive stones. It looks like a platform, and then they built the temple on top of it. I'm trying to say an older civilization or something.
Not sure, but there's a lot of places like what you just said. And then I went to this place. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Take your time. You're doing good. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. The chat's doing its own thing about boobs, so we're good.
All right.
Talking about boobs? I'm not even watching what they're talking about.
Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to turn.
No, there was a live stream a while ago where they were talking about boobs too. I'm like texting Melanie. I'm like, "What's this boob stuff you guys are talking about?" And she's like laughing her ass off. I'm like,
it started with your channel name about the TTS, and they couldn't get over.
Oh, they're on that. Okay.
Don't worry. I should have called them out. I
for a while.
Draw attention, every one of you. Okay, keep going.
All right. I went afterward to this place. This is they say it was like an old quarry, but they built the casino in my city right there on this place. I don't know. I'll turn my video. It was really windy that day, so I had to. Sorry about the camera shake. I had my tripod, but the wind was just moving on. But it's a big rounded area with the water. I don't know what's under this water. I wish I knew, but
isn't it wild when you just look around? We just live in such a fallen world that we walk by it, drive by it, don't even notice it until you take the time to look at this stuff.
No, because
every day.
The deception that we're living under is that this is just millions and millions of years of sedimentary rocks that's natural to our environment by some theoretical Big Bang.
Yeah, I used to drive by this place like every day.
It's always been right in front of our faces.
Yeah, I know. So look at this, all of this. It's crazy. This formation there. You know.
It's really important for them to keep that narrative going because they can't ever let the cat out of the bag of what they're hiding. You know, it just all falls apart after that.
Yeah. So you can see the city It's built on top of all of this
Yep, exactly.
here, and it's everywhere. These kinds of I don't know what they call it, like shale rocks or anything geology, but it's all over the place here. But all over the main city, built on top of all of this.
Oh my gosh.
And
Please tell me your camera's doing this and my eyes aren't twitching or something.
no, it's
Make sure.
it's the wind, because look, if I turn out the sound, look how windy it is. It's moving the camera by itself.
Wow. This is really cool what you found here, Shipu, these columns sticking up.
Yeah. I was wondering why they were there, because I never knew that they were like a place to go around this place. It was always secluded and blocked.
Yeah.
And look, it's on pillars like this, and even.
Oh, look at that thing. You can see it's melted too. It's like a melted obelisk or something you would find in a graveyard even.
Yeah. That might be. But I don't know what they were used for. I tried to find like pictures of the place, but I couldn't really find a really real history of this. Yeah, and this is like I'm zoomed in like at the maximum, and if you just move like a millimeter, it moves like like a couple inches in the front. But what I found interesting is that what they tried to hide in the middle of this pond, I guess, what you can call it. There's also this part here. Looks like this is new, but I don't know how they did this part here on top. That was.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like some kind of drainage.
Yeah, but I don't know where it goes or from where. But the city is all on top of it, so probably
Weird.
the sewers. But what I was interesting this thing here. Yeah, it's a fountain. They put a fountain there, but they have disguised it as a look.
Dude, I can see it underneath there. They're disguising it as some muffed up landscape building thing. Look at this. It's just like Stonehenge. It's all fake, guys.
All fake.
Dude.
Yeah. This thing was all fake. I never knew it was fake.
There's your geopolymer shit.
Yeah. I thought it was a real island in the sun, but I found out that it wasn't.
Dude, they've been faking our reality for so long. It's insane. It's just.
Yeah, look at this shit.
Look at this.
Wow.
Just look at it. Remember this thing that Cairo showed, the brick avalanche thing there, where they sprayed all that crap up on it, tried to make it look like it was natural landscape, hide the brick.
Yeah. Sorry with the shake, because when you zoomed in this close, it moves really fast.
You gotta get a little canoe or something and paddle your ass over there.
Yeah, but you can't. You have to have permission to go into this because it's secluded. Because it's to go to the casino, you can go on boat,
so
and you have to pass.
Doesn't move. This thing doesn't go anywhere. It stays right.
No, this thing doesn't go anywhere.
Okay, so it's a fountain that looks like with a landscape covering over it.
Yeah. Yeah, all of this, what you see on top, it's all fake. It's not even real. But looks exactly like what we see in the back.
You know what this reminds me of too? You know when they showed the Egyptians columns in Egypt, and they always told us they carved this shit right in it? Well, it's just like fucking plaster they put up and stamped it in there. You know, they didn't carve anything. The things flake off, and you see that there's just a straight facade thing underneath of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this a working thing, or has this been dead for a while?
No, it's working. Usually it's working, but when I went there, it was like the early summer season. So, but look, it looks like it could move a bit. You see, because now it's like
looks like it was moving, but I know the camera.
So maybe it's just floating.
Barge at first or something like.
Yeah, maybe it's just a barge just
Like a janky looking barge that got muffed up on the storm
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. But this is trippy.
Yeah, so I was trying to look for, but look at this, but this part here, it's really bricky looking.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it funny how these sedimentary layers just perfectly form one on top of the other? It's just perfect every
Yeah,
time.
yeah, and placed exactly like bricks. It's just
Yeah, perfect straight lines matching up all the way across. Yeah, such a coincidence.
Yeah. So it goes on and on. I could go like look at it's.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was panning to get the full length of it, but it's.
And this kind of reminds me of that wall that they found somewhere, the Texas wall or something. Somebody was digging around in their field and found a part of a wall, and it went like for 7 some miles. I don't know, maybe even longer than that. But it was like a straight wall, 30 feet high, underground.
Yeah.
So how'd that get there?
Yeah. So look, this is what they built on top of this thing here.
Repurposed.
The casino here in the Hilton. Because the only way to enter is through here, and there's a guard post at the river, so you cannot like enter with anything.
Right. So this is a man-made. This is man-made. All this stuff,
And
it's not a natural river formation.
I passed through a gate that was private. I was not allowed to go there, but I found a way in. So
I wonder if you were able to look in the water and see what's down there. I wonder what we'd find.
It was too dark. I couldn't see.
I'm just saying, like, if you could get a camera underwater or something. I wonder what's
Yeah,
down there.
you can probably go dive there. It would be something to go see there.
Definitely.
Yeah. And you can see what else did I spotted. I was looking for the plumbing. You can see the water running down here. I was trying to find if there was like a pipe. I didn't see any.
So we're seeing the core of these buildings, what's left, look at these layers here, even the terracing going up. That's incredible right there. And there's one of those columns broken off there.
Yeah.
Did that just naturally form over millions of years that way?
And steel. Yeah, you can see that there's this steel. And this is a platform that they made, but it's exactly the same as what they call natural here.
Right. This site right here, just looking at this, cancels out archaeologists and geologists. They cancel each other out here. It's like Chambord. Chambord's sitting on a man-made platform, and that's like the thickness of it. Like this kind of look here along this, how all the buildings are on.
Yeah, look how melted this old thing is.
Wow, that kind of looks like petrified wood right there.
Where?
Is that melted ground over top of it?
Yes. This is all rock, like melted rock.
Wow.
I'm gonna go grab some more water. Keep going.
I know you're not allowed.
So yeah, look, you can clearly see all the lines.
Yeah, the flow lines of the melt. Yep. And that's the amazing thing about these brick buildings when they melt. You can still make out the parallel running lines. We even found them up on Mount Cheeha and took pictures of them within rock where you couldn't even really see like even this pattern of brick, but the mortar lines were still there. And it's just incredible.
Yeah. And I found this one because look at how they are layered.
That is perfect right there. Yes, exactly.
It's exactly like a brick you would lay. And I found like this part was all melted.
Oh, it had something on it there, like some other type of material, maybe even metal.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, we had talked about the Lynchburg effect before on this channel. And how that looks a lot like the Grand Canyon in different places that we see. And we do talk about the circuit board frying, the heat coming from below, this type of stuff. You hold on a second. Just looking at oh wow, look at that one.
Yeah, wait. This one you'll like because somebody messed up. I was like the waterfall. And that's like not a natural one because you see all of this is all.
Wait a minute. Lower that for a second.
Wait.
You lower it for just a second. So that big blob over there in front of us, there's a straight wall beneath it. Is that, you see that all right there? Is that all just foliage, or is that melted stuff on top of that perfect wall below it?
This thing?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
No, that's a wall.
Yeah. Wow. So they got the sedimentary layers sitting on top of this perfect wall right here.
Yeah.
Wonder how they did that.
But wait, do you see it? Look, there's a pipe here running, but here there should be the same thing. The wall is just gone, but this is all new on top. What's going on here?
Wow.
I didn't think I was going to. Is it the right footage? No, I don't think it's the right one. I don't know how come it's. I had two. I think it's the next one. But anyway.
It's interesting, these man-made
You're
canal
just-
systems.
Yeah.
Man-made canal systems, and they're everywhere. We don't take note of them because, we walk right past it like everything else. But when you really start to think about the time frames, like if you look at the lock systems in Europe, France, and England, those lock systems, and it's just everything's man-made. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, we're just spanning to see the city where I am.
Oh.
But I think no, is it this one? No.
We got
Maybe.
somebody tardy to the party. Daryl Davis just got here. What's up, Daryl? That one wasn't bad though.
Oh, I think it's this one. Oh no. Okay, I'll start it with something else. Sorry for the sound. This is the sound of waterfall.
Powerful.
Yeah, look at this water running there.
Nice.
Right through the cracks.
Look at that pipe right there.
Yeah,
See
there's this pipe there, and the wall should continue on. And
wow.
no, it's all.
That
gone.
reminds me of outer casing stones on the pyramid.
Because you can see like the lines still in this wall here.
It goes straight through to the mouth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good observation, Chappelle.
Because the entire coast around here, it's everywhere, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's all man-made, and around my area they are working a lot on stuff right now. You'll see that they're trying to hide a lot of stuff. All right, so this was the first day I went there. There's another one video that I want to
I love the boots on the ground stuff. I got to get out come fall around here to really get out and do boots on the ground because there's so much foliage here. It's just you can't see anything.
might be this one. Yeah, you have to go. That's why I wanted to go, because before everything grew on trees. Because look, it's all empty right now. Is it this one? No, it's not this one.
Wow, that is crazy.
No, this is just the other side of the place. Again, same type of formations.
Back in the day, like before we were even awake to any of this stuff, we would hear stories like oop art, out of place artifacts that they would find, like say if they were mining, right? And they would find like a pewter dish or something, or a skeleton somewhere where it shouldn't be, way down. And it's
or
like
moai.
yeah, right. But it all makes sense now why they would find these out of place artifacts in these stratas and stuff. It's because these are all buildings and they're trapped in the melt.
Yeah, exactly. That's not the video I wanted to show.
Now, Daryl did boots on the ground and found a giant hand or foot or something, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yes. So we have him back on and talk about that again.
All right, I think this is the one, because I was trying to take a picture of it, and I had to hold on to not fall underneath the in the water, and it was really hard to take the
And your
picture.
toes all muffed up.
But you can see all of this, these bricks, exactly these bricks, because it turns into the side of the wall. I know it's on a side view. I had to turn my camera to the side just to get it, but you can see, look, the tree.
Look at this.
It was, I had to put my arm out to pass this grate, because they put this grate there to stop people from going there or to see what's going on behind, because look at this. I know.
That's crazy right there. You know, we just went to Nashville, and I went to Nashville a few years ago with my mom and my sister when they were here. And I didn't take note of anything really on the drive or nothing. But this time when we went, I was blown away at what I was seeing along the highway, more towards when you get into that area of Tennessee. I didn't have my camera out or nothing, but it's all this, just all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that there's a gate, there's just some fence, so you cannot go down there. It's fenced all over.
Right. Well, you know, it's just for your safety, and you know, God forbid you would see something and figure it out.
Yeah.
I can't have
I wanted to go down there.
Pants on the ground would be down there.
Yeah, well, I don't think so, because it's a really steep drop. You had to have a rope and things to go there. But yeah, just growing, tree growing on top of it. All right. Yeah, look, this is what it looks like. It really drops.
Yeah, it melted and slid away from itself there, it looks like.
Yeah, all of it, all of this, because it goes down maybe 50, 60 feet down to the water that I just showed.
There's that ball.
Yeah, the same location. And they built again, this is like a bar. You can go drink there.
Come get sloppy drunk. Don't mind the melt.
Yeah. This is with the view. Okay, so what else did I want to show? This is the only building remaining from what was a big industry. I don't know what they did here, but it was maybe a big sawmill. This is the building from the 1800s that they say. But you can see still remains of bricks in it. Also,
yeah, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of this in Philadelphia, well, actually in the Glenside area of PA, where it looks like they just use rocks like this to build these walls and buildings and stuff like that. But upon closer inspection and knowing what you're looking at, you could see the heat damage, and you could see, like Shapu was just pointing out with these bricks, you could still make them out, even though they're trying to trans into a bigger blob here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And there used to be that guy that was always saying, oh, they're saying it wrong, it's geopolymer and stuff like that. I think that they did cover a lot of stuff up using some kind of cement like geopolymer. You know, they don't want you to know, and they're going to hide it any way they can.
Yeah, I will show you exactly what they do. Look, you can see they blocked all the coastline here. Oh, they're just doing work all over the place.
Yeah.
Below, you know, all of this thing.
Look at
all
that.
All around the coastline. Yeah. And I'll show you the and even on the buildings.
And they're always doing, you notice they're always doing construction, like they're doing something.
Always, you can see that.
Taking things away, you know?
Yeah.
Probably taking stuff away, yeah. Covering
yeah,
up.
and not only taking things away, but hiding some, because you will see what they do with the gunite. What I think that's what Kairos called it, to hide all of this remains.
What do you call it? Gunite?
Gunite, yeah, some kind of cement that they spray on top of those rocks, and they say they do it to protect rocks from falling on people, or but again, maybe have multiple purposes. So look, again, they're all working around this place. I was trying to get there last year, but they blocked all of it. And,
Wow.
Yeah. Everything is built on top of this.
This kind of reminds me of the Ritz-Carlton with those columns sticking out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you seeing up under stuff like this. It's always up under the underbellies of these structures and places like this on mountains where you really find the linchpin.
Here you can actually see the wall still intact.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same thing as this, but no, not anymore. You can see the blocks here.
It's so much, and it's so all-encompassing. I remember when we first started this journey, a lot of people could not wrap their head around that part, that it's everywhere, it's everything. But upon closer inspection and much, much more research, you know, we prove it every time. It's there. You can't deny it.
No. Okay, so I want to show you the gunite.
Go back a couple of pictures. You had something very interesting there. All right there.
This?
The other way. The last picture before this one. Right there. Look at that. Oh, you skipped it. Right there. So look, the wall is starting to slide sideways and come down and do that thing that geologists call cross bedding. Right there.
Oh, this wall. Yeah, I think.
That's a good one right there.
I have a better one.
Those are beautiful flowers.
Oh yeah, it was the Tulip Festival in Ottawa.
Wow, they're gorgeous.
So there are everywhere around here. Yeah, I think I have a better picture of the wall you're talking about, Jen. Oh, okay, not okay. So this right here.
Yeah,
it's falling down that way. Yeah.
So geology has their narrative for when we see this type of stuff, and you see it a lot out in Arizona as well, and those types of places like Utah. This type of thing where it looks like it's crisscrossing over or sliding down one way and going up another way and stuff, and they call it cross-bedding. So with their geological narrative, they've come up with all these terms to label these things, because really that's what it's all about. It's labelology. They're just labeling things. Right, CFM?
Yeah.
Labels.
Yeah.
People love to label.
We live in the land of the lost, which is within the land of labels.
I mean, I think the number one job after the repopulation area, whatever you want to call it, the relocation, was sign making.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting to the gunite part.
Just put a sign. Oh, this was a mill. Okay, that's what it was. Done.
Built in 1752 by this person, and then they burnt down.
Yeah.
So
nobody's going to question this stuff. It's been bred out of us, critical thinking. It's only within the last, I don't know, maybe 70 years, 60 years, where the critical thinking is starting to come back up again. And people are starting to really question a lot of things. We thought people were crazy before, back in the day, when we'd hear other people who were maybe talking about things about the moon and stuff. Didn't know that it was flat Earth, but you'd hear somebody say something crazy about the moon or whatever, and we always laughed them off or whatever. Maybe you didn't really buy into it, do any research into it. But now here we are now, and we see that it's all lies and it all has cover stories. And, even the dinosaur thing, they teach that at a very young age. So they're not going to teach 35-year-old about dinosaurs. You've figured some stuff out probably by then,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why they take it on the young children.
Mm-hmm. And so it gets that anchor narrative in you.
Yeah. So I was on the other side of the coast trying to find out what they were doing, and trying to zoom in, and I tried to I finally got one, and you can see that they're trying to hide some stuff here with tarps. You see, there's something going on underneath. They put the X. This is what they ended. But I found that look, they didn't do a good
They missed
job
the
here.
spot.
You know, you
Nice.
got this brick wall just sticking out.
Yeah, and that's in a ways there. What's that, like maybe like 5-10 feet in? It's hard to say. Yeah. Thick
But
whip brick, guys. Thick whip brick.
Yeah, and you can see this is the gunite that I was talking about. They are just shooting it everywhere. Look, they're doing it right now, just trying to hide this. These things that they.
Absolutely. Now, if you're not educated on this and you're early on the Meltology stuff, it could get confusing looking at these things, not realizing at that point that they did go and cover stuff up this way at certain points, right? But at the end of the day, it is still melted underneath that crap. So, but there was a lot of bone and contention early on with the Meltology stuff and other people seeing things like this type of stuff. And, I don't think that good thing to do is to butt heads right away about all the stuff. Just leave it on the table, sort it all out as you go along. This is a process. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, looks like some kind of door right here. Wow. But they're gonna probably destroy. Look, they already destroyed a big part of it.
Oh my.
And I don't know what these X are for. Maybe to destroy the remaining, to make it flat like this. I don't know.
You can't handle the truth.
I haven't used him in a while.
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat. Where exactly in Canada did you film this?
Ottawa, isn't it?
I mean, France. Where in
France? I didn't hear the question. Sorry.
Oh, where in France is this?
Yeah, where in France? Yeah, Ottawa. This is the Ottawa. Yes.
It's in Ottawa. Olive juice.
Olive juice.
Someone said she, I'm assuming, said that when you say that with no, like you just mouth it, like
it's I love you.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
I told her that on my show a few shows back, guys, because she was new in my chat, and I think she came from your show, one of your subscribers maybe. But I'm like, olive juice. I know what that means. That's from that movie.
What movie?
I don't know the name of it, but it's just two people who are a little mentally challenged and they can't really talk right, and they fall in love. And she would like mouth to him like "I love you" when she was on stage or he was on stage, but they would say olive juice because when you say olive juice, like you were saying, it you read their lips, it looks like "I love you."
Is it this one?
It's a feel-good movie.
You can see the people just working on the bridge again. But all of look at this big giant wall that goes like.
She's a woman. It's confirmed.
All right.
And then we're by her feet. Send us a picture of your feet. We want proof.
We want feet pictures.
Yeah. No muffed up feet, just feet.
My goodness. What a show.
Again, with these sedimentary layers of theirs, right? They're always perfect unless they're really melted, crushed down and squished. Basically, even through the Grand Canyon, they're all the same space, same parallel space.
Yeah.
Olive Juice had a pedicure, so her feet will look nice. Good.
Nice. I need to get one.
Yeah, I just getting used to this camera. It's much more heavier than that and bigger than the one that I used to have. So.
Yeah, Josh, and I agree with you here. Everything's compartmentalized. Most people who are geologists, and there's not very many of them, guys, look up how many geologists there are in the world. Yep. Okay, we outnumber them. I'm just saying, just in one Facebook group, we outnumber the geologists. The ones at the top, the ones who are, teachers of these at these particular institutions and stuff, they're probably high-level Masons as well. Tom Petty knows. We know that. And they're taught this narrative, and they pay for this education, this lie, this indoctrination, because they live the lie every day. And the problem is that the people on the daily do not understand the lie that they're living. So that's why the truth seems so crazy and foreign to them. So until they're able to understand the lie itself, why we're given this lie from birth through all these generations, and how we've been living and how it affects us and our choices that we make and the lifestyles that we live here. Only then can you fully understand the truth of the matter and how insidious and diabolical this whole thing has been.
I was just sitting here wondering how many of those seagulls are drones.
Dude, if we really find out that these freaking seagulls and pigeons are like AI technology from fucking who knows when, I'm like, we're in Westworld.
Well, I'm telling you, they named me a new thing. I have a new label. I'm a pigeon agnostic because.
Oh, is that what you are?
Yeah, I'm pigeon agnostic and I'm panda sus.
And you're a preterist. Don't forget that.
Well, partial, I think. You know, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. See, we don't do labels. We just do the truth. That's it. The truth. That's it. Labels compartmentalize.
And I now totally believe that the new Melinda Gates is actually Kevin Kline in disguise. I think I'm on board with that.
I'm totally on board with it too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Those pictures look undeniable to me. Fun world we live in. What was that?
So this is.
Can you go back to that one?
I was coming back home and I passed on the bike trail and I saw this in the woods. What is this wall? So I had to stop and take a look at it. But there was some little guy making his home in the melt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got red squirrels. We don't have red squirrels here.
Got a squeakums there. Squeakity squeakum. I speak squirrel.
Ah, squeakity squeak, clickety click.
Clickety click. No, that's computer talk. I speak squirrel. Squeakum, squeakum, squeakum.
I don't know. Squirrels could be sus. You never know.
Oh, that's true. No, I'm quoting out
climbing up trees, looking in your window and stuff.
Yeah.
I have chipmunk carnage around my house.
Look at this. I had to there was a tree that fell on the gate, so I could stand on it to film this. Look at this arch right there.
Yeah, their sedimentary wall layers go right into an arch.
Why would that arch be heading into the ground for no reason? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Melanie, calm down in the chat already. Enough already with your wrench.
Is she like having a bad day?
Oh, she's swinging her wrench. I don't know what she's doing today.
She got some bad glue.
She's ornery in the chat. Settle down.
Yeah, I think I got pictures of this arch.
It's all
yes, Olive. The animals know. They know it's flat. They know it all.
Yeah. So I think there was on top of it. This was like a big condo thing. I think this is the bottom of the parking of the condo on top. Really interesting stuff. I never knew this was there. Yeah. This arch, I have no idea why.
That's wild, yeah. But the thing about it, that building was there with the arch, and no, we don't know what it's for. And then at some point, it was filled in too because it's solid.
Yeah, you can see it. It's all filled up.
Even the people who filled that in don't know. They don't know. They was told to go there and fill it in and maybe get a little bits and pieces of some fake narrative of what it might have been one time. And everybody just does their job, get paid, go home,
Yeah, exactly.
What I was saying about the labeling, though, and how we're seeing and hearing all these labels being thrown around and thrown at us and on us and stuff. It's another way to compartmentalize people. And we are so conditioned to this compartmentalization that we actually do it to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you can clearly see the mortar between all of this stuff.
Well, God melted the earth like wax, and these bricks are made of clay. And terracotta means cooked earth.
It's a random door or window or something.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know what this was.
The portal.
the Quakers did it. It was the pioneers.
Yeah, the pioneers. And there was another one. I couldn't see it really well because it was really in a wooden area. And, there was hole in the ground, probably going deep. I don't know how deep they were. This is the oldest bridge in a place. What's left of it, because they have refurbished. You can see it here, but not this.
Yeah, they still used a lot of what was left over there. It's still structurally sound that they could, it's fused together from the melt. It's even stronger than it was when it was built.
Exactly. They just built the new bridge on top of this old one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the new rinky-dink crap that doesn't last.
That like the one that you showed the Jen last time. The bridge that was falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like the hydro station that they built on top of, again, all this melt. Can see these old buildings. And what's interesting is I think the next pictures would, you can see they had to cover this wall between the rocks. Don't know why. Right to the bottom, like here, like.
Again, perfect sedimentary layers here. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
They measure out perfect, like the melted cart rut gauges for tram tracks.
Yeah.
And they found melted metal in the ground.
Yeah, exactly. And see one remain.
There's a brick. Yep.
Yeah.
Chapu, hold on here. Olive is asking.
Brett Morgan wrote Mama Raised a Truth Seeker, and I just found that fascinating that song was written for you and you can't even play it. You get taken down.
I actually wrote it. I wrote the song myself.
Oh, you wrote it. Okay, but
Yes,
it was performed for you and you wrote it.
And I can't even play it, yes. Yeah.
That's for anybody that wonders how difficult it is to do these shows. You can't even play your own song you made.
Yeah, but yet Tupac Hellraiser's been on YouTube for 14 years, and you don't even have to be over 18 to listen to that. They wouldn't play that on the radio back in the day. Yep, it's crazy out there in these YouTube streets.
And this,
Always trying to take us out.
This was the most interesting place. I never knew that this existed, because you can see the entire city. It's built right here on this level here. But this was all under this level, all brick top, and even the pictures are really hard to see. You can
see that brick right there. Look at it.
Oh yeah, it's all brick all around it, right? Even here, you can see it. But it's really below the ground level everywhere. I don't know if you can see it here. Look, there's an brick arch.
Wow.
I don't know. I know there's this ladder. Yeah. I was wondering how to get there, but the only way I could see it, look, you see this rope? Somebody just wrote down to go there.
I'm telling you, it was pants on the ground.
Because, like, this is another platform.
Oh, wow.
This thing is on a platform.
Look at this bricks sticking out here.
Yeah. You can see that this here, and I think I have a video of it. It's much better, but you can see pipes sticking out of this.
Mark Galat's got a lot of good video of pipes sticking out of stuff and everything, beams and everything on his boots on the ground too.
Where is my video of it? Is it this one? No.
I think Kairos has found like rebar and metal sticking out as well in San Francisco. When you get close up to this stuff and you really, work your way in and take a good look, you start to really find interesting things going on, not just the brick and the melted stuff, melted brick.
No, exactly.
When you look at Cappadocia and Turkey, right? It's they say 13 stories of, carved out rock or whatever. But when you on surface level, And you look at that, the melted buildings there, it's just a continuation of the building itself below ground, which they're telling us it's carved, because what else could it possibly be,
Yeah.
right? They can't tell you it's a building that's melted, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there's an arch here, and this platform that holds this building, the entire building. And I don't know how old it is, because the entire city is built on top of this.
God only knows what's down there. Now, when you think about the Grand Canyon and the stories that you have heard where people have supposedly, found entranceways into the structure and found rooms and corridors and actually things in there that survived, like deep within the building itself.
You can see here, this supports the streets. The street is all built on top of this.
That's just insane. They're saying that, Olive, you said your house is shaking. Is they're launching up some rocket, some SpaceX?
Oh, we
They love
doing that
having
again?
SpaceX.
Yeah, look, it's like steel beams holding the platform.
It's disturbing how we've never noticed or picked up on any of this. Even the flat Earth. It once
Keep
you
us busy with our
hindsight,
lives, right?
Huh?
They keep us busy with our lives, and we never think
Yes.
about this stuff.
Yes, exactly.
The narratives don't work. That thing that we walked through, the lava tunnel, the 8Ks, and it's
Yeah.
one of the only times in history that lava formed a tube rather than just, a big blob. Doesn't
Mhm.
make any sense, their narrative. And then Shapu brings out the killer photos again that show like these abandoned subway tunnels that look just like it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Ape Cave doesn't make any sense at all. The whole narrative is weird. It
Well,
pinches
watch out
off.
for the bats. They tell you to watch out for the bats that never live there. I mean,
The
none of it,
cocaine nose bats.
none of it makes sense.
Well, it pinches off at either end, and it's 9 miles away from Mount St. Helens. It's not even close to it.
Yeah, we never found Mount St. Helens.
I mean, we thought we did it. I was like, are we going to actually see this thing? Like, no.
It's a second trip to go out to there.
You know what was trippy, though? When we came out of Ape Cave and took that trail back down, remember we walked past that huge pile of lava rubble? And it was like, this is what we were climbing over underground.
Right? Exactly. It was a huge amount of stuff I don't even understand it. Only by God's grace. There's no way we did it.
They really have to put something in there that says when you get to one of these piles in the fucking dark, okay? And your little headlamp only lights up so much, go this way on the pile. Some kind of, because once you go up this pile and realize you can't get over that way, now you have to treacherously go back down and go around. And
honestly, if it wasn't for the vandals, we'd be wondering if we took a wrong turn, because there was a split.
Yeah.
But then we followed where people had drawn on the walls, and if that hadn't happened, who knows? We'd still be in there.
Yeah, you wanted me to crawl on my belly. I was like, I'm not doing that.
I didn't do. I was just saying we could keep going this way, but we chose not to.
I'm like, man, those ladies weren't dirty. I'm not getting dirty. There's got to be another way. Do we take a wrong turn?
That didn't make sense either, because those old ladies that showed up and that came out of the beginning, there's no way they did what we did. There's no way.
No, I think they went in and turned around and came back. They're like, screw this.
Yep, exactly.
Wow, look at that. Shapu, go back a picture, though. If you can go back one picture. Those rounded right there. Look, that's what we see in India, like on some of their forts and stuff. The big ones, and even castles and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's just amazing sedimentary layers there. Bricks doing tricks.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think they put some kind of block. It's to go in. I think there's something on top, like a blocking. I think it's an entry point or a tower.
Blocked it up so you can't go down it, like it's a well of some sort, maybe.
Yeah, could be. Could be. And
wow, when you look at it now and how massive it is. It's just...
Yeah, it's all around here. They built the entire city on top of this. I thought it's crazy. It's
It resembles
almost
a sandstone butte, but it's actually a ziggurat.
what is this? Okay, that's my first video. Yeah, I think yeah, that's about it. Oh no, I got the video of this place. Yeah, same place that IRS media went this winter, and I when I saw it, oh, that's the place I went, but I went the other way, so I went back to just film.
Now here, the melt looks like it's that spot that you just panned from. It was like melted and getting that squishy look, where it starts to squeeze out itself. But you can still make out the layers of the brick either way. Even in that Fort Kaviv or whatever it is in Russia, where it's dripping literally off the ceiling, you can still make out the perfect parallel running layers.
Yes.
And I think that's because of how thick it is with brick.
Yeah, exactly. Can clearly see the bricks underneath the covering, but the rest no more covering. But
they're like, oh, this is a natural feature, but we don't want people going down here and figuring something out, so let's just cover this up. What they're hiding in the Vatican? Probably all this information. I mean, we've always wondered, like, what is it that they're hiding in these, miles and miles and miles of stuff? It's probably the stuff from these buildings and the technology and all the information and who knows, what other kind of information. And it's just, wow.
And here you can see that you can go underground right there in that spot.
Olive wants to know, what's the spray called that they cover this stuff up with again?
Gunite. Gunite. I don't know how to spell it.
Gunite.
I just heard Kairos call it like this, and I imagine he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's gunite because it puts your brain back to sleep, so you don't really see what you're supposed to be seeing. Good night. There's some good night up there.
Very interesting.
What the heck are you saying over here? I just smoked half a boob. A doob. That's a boob. Sue Finelli's in the house. Welcome, Sue. Haven't seen you in a while.
That was a mistake. He only smoked half of it. See, you need to finish everything. Oh, hey, Sue.
Everybody's got some rabble rousers in the crowd here.
Oh yeah, they're feisty. They're ornery tonight.
I don't mind feisty. I just don't like mean and.
Oh no, they're fine. They're just beating each other up. It's fine. I'm watching it.
Melanie can handle herself. She's a big girl.
Oh, it's just crap. No, she's the one, of course, kicking it all off.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shoot, I'm only Rethink's 13th favorite. Dang, I've really fallen.
What am I? What number am I?
Oh, that's fun.
I'm here. I
you
can't
talk
do
about
high.
channels. Rethink's on his like 15th account because he says a funny thing and then he pisses people off. Then he says a funny thing, and he has to keep getting new accounts.
It's funny how people got these other accounts to do this stuff. I have all these accounts because I keep getting taken down.
Yeah, right. You have another reason, but they're all tardy. Don't they get the buttons anymore? You don't got anything for that? I want to hear the music.
Yeah. Well, see, it's echoing a little when I do it.
Don't be tardy for the party.
No, it's only when you screen share it. You're good.
Yeah, as long as I'm not. But never did that before. I don't know why it's doing it now.
No, I don't know.
It's all kinds of muffed up.
Yep.
Dang it, you got higher than me, Jen. You're 12.9. That's BS, Rethink. What's with the 0.9 system? That's not even. That's not even.
We're on the point system.
It's not even true.
Okay, so since you just showed that, Chapu, and that was very, very compelling, I just want to play this clip really quickly of
just how many, quote, natural formations are really just extremely weathered, once extremely large stone-built structures. Maybe there are many stone granite hills, and even maybe mountains that dot our earth, which were, before millennia of rain, grand structures of a forgotten people.
boom, baby.
Boom, baby. And I can show you here. I did find it for the people that don't understand when you say that the mountain is the building.
Mm-hmm.
This I showed on my show the other night. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
they
look at
found
that.
they had a fire, a forest fire, I guess, that destroyed a lot of vegetation.
Oh,
And
I love it, dude.
they
This is
found all
amazing.
these pyramids that they thought were mountains.
That
You
is
see that?
incredible. Oh
Because see,
man.
look,
Look at
you
the
cover this all the way up, and it's just sort of a pointed shaped
Well,
mountain.
we saw these same things in Italy. Remember, Shapu? But look at how many there are here. This is incredible. And how could they just?
As far as you can see.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, in China, there's so many places that are not shown to many people. I have folders of China that are amazing that I never showed yet. Places that it's so compelling evidence that it's
People
always
live around these things. They don't even know what they are. I mean, we're told a narrative, and we never question it because the authority is
what it
who
says.
everyone trusts.
Several mountains resemble, quote, pyramids in shape. See?
Well,
And the
you know,
sign makers.
how do sedimentary layers form that? Okay, are you kidding me right now?
Look at that. And the sign maker immediately slapped a sign and said, "Oh, this is a mountain that's a pointed shaped pyramid looking thing, but it's just a mountain.
Right.
Nothing to see
Look,
here." Look at that.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, mountains generally are understood to be larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
Now, I didn't know that until I got into Meltology and started breaking down the word mountain and where it came from. You know, this is where the research leads you. It has no standardized geological meaning, and that is huge. Okay, and they're admitting it. They can't give it a meaning because it's a descriptive.
Yeah.
And you see, if this was all covered with this vegetation, you wouldn't see the structure that's underneath it, but you can definitely see the lines.
I mean, this looks like a 1,000 Bosnian pyramids right here.
Look how far back it goes.
That's crazy.
That's why this is totally the unveiling, because I never heard about these things, and suddenly they're there. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've seen some stuff in China that have like farm fields with these pyramids in them, and they're covered with vegetation, but I've never seen this, like this location where they're all clustered together like this and stuff. This is Grand Canyon-ish kind of looking too, and they have a lot of Egyptian names there, like the Temple of Isis and everything, and pyramidal looking structures there. But this is next level of a cluster.
You can see the cars you drive around this stuff. You don't notice it. It just looks like mountains.
Now, if this was melted down more, it would look more like what we see in Utah and Arizona. But they're still pointy, like kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I know what you mean. And I'll throw those in the chat if people want to do that.
So, yeah, we're going to play another little clip real quick. It's the alternative historical narrative people, like the Graham Hancocks out there that we used to all listen to and stuff, who always told us there was this ancient civilization, but they never got into the melt or land being structure itself. But, yeah, they're coming onto the melt, even though they're coming in the back door in a small way, but they are.
What we found is melted glass spherules. So this is our first clue that some high temperature event had happened. What we found is melted glass spherules. So this is our first clue that some high temperature event had happened.
Temperature sufficient to melt Earth, basically. Is that what you're saying? Hot enough to melt a car into a molten puddle of metal in the parking lot. Right.
I think it's one of my favorite clips you made. There's a lot going on in that one.
Yeah. Because, you know, we have our tartar glue and our extreme heat event.
The slow motion talk and then the weird noises.
Like that. Let me get my hourglass here. Time's running out, guys.
I have one of my cats here. I got the big cat. Well, settle down. Stop doing that. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh boy.
Okay. So I have this. I sent it to you, Jen, but don't know if you looked at it.
Did you send it today? Oh no, I get it. I didn't get to look at the video. I know which one you're talking about. The most recent one, right?
No, I sent you two videos.
Yeah, I'm a little behind. Definitely, we can show them though. We'll go over it.
Okay.
Yes, olive juice, fervent heat. God melted the earth. God created the earth. God melted the earth. God probably created a sub-superstructure made of brick of his creation. There's pillars down there, you know, and the pillars could be made of brick. I don't know. It just seems like no matter how far down you go, no matter where you're at, you're finding brick. And that's significant, okay? It just takes you right back to the Bible.
Yeah. So this video just to make you think on how things are and what we are told. So it's 1 minute.
All right.
Is the Earth really old? Do rocks take a long time to form? I'm going to show you two artifacts that are going to, well, question that. You see this right here? It's a conglomerate. You see right here, we have a 20-year-old spark plug. Put them together like that, what do you get? Hold that thought. I'm going to show you something. How about a champion spark plug in stone? This is no more than 40 years old.
Wow.
Not convinced? Then here's another one. Look at how the sand is fused together as stone, little rocks.
Wow.
Stone. Look at the top of that. Stone. How long does rock take to form?
Okay,
Apparently
so
it doesn't take that long. And then the question is,
this explains the OOP art because they found stuff like this in layers that it shouldn't be in, like, you know, whatever they say is like 13 million years ago or something. It came out of some substratus layer, and it'll be like a spark plug or a bell or something embedded in a rock. And we're led to believe that these things take millions of years to form, but really, well, of course, it's not like that.
No, exactly. They have like. Did I send you the place that they say that they built like a medieval castle, but because history is bound by the Romans history before every Dark Ages, so they had to say that the villa that was closed there is much 1,000 years older than the castle, but it looks really like newer. So they just they tied their hands with this history of the Romans that they were before, and
this is why they expanded the Roman Empire out so far and everything. It's like they don't even talk about the Etruscans that came before the Romans, supposedly. Their whole timeline narrative and everything is just, it's all made up, in my opinion, because they have to have their narrative follow a timeline of progression of you know, how far we come with technology, even, or the way we supposedly built stuff and all these things that we had to overcome and invent and all this stuff like that. It has to all flow with their timeline, which all, of course, leads back to their ball narrative. Because where do you want to go? You want to go to space. We're leaving Earth. We're that. What did they call that back in the day? We're going to be like a spacefaring civilization. We're going to have to look for a home somewhere else because we're ruining our planet, right? We're in the space age. No, we're in the space deception. That's what we're in. And I told a lady when I was on the plane to Philly, I was like talking to her about flat Earth, and I was like, you know, we're flying in space right now. This is it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we fly through space with a plane. That's the only space we can.
And I was like, well, it's not called a globe. You know, we're flying on an airplane, not an air globe. They tell us.
15 seconds.
How old is it once it formed? I think we're going to find that a young Earth theory is not necessarily out of the question.
And sounds like a couple of other examples.
Wow, this is really amazing.
Yeah, and that's like that thing with, remember that everyone's shown it, that boot that they found that had a foot in it and it was fossilized, and then Then there's that one waterfall where they just hang things and they all get crystallized. I mean,
Yeah. It goes
doesn't
against
take millions of
everything.
years.
It goes against all their narratives for this stuff, for fossilization and all their time, the millions of years and all this. It goes completely against it. And they act like, oh, it's just in this one spot and it's an oddity,
And the thing is I keep getting, well, we all do. You get ridiculed for these different ideas, and yet to go with science, evolution out of primordial soup, some kind of fish creatures ended up walking and then mating with other creatures, and then a monkey, and then us.
Oh, no, there's a missing link, though. See, the missing link.
Right, but in addition to that, there's also the evolution of a creature on land that spent a lot of time in the water and eventually becomes a whale. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to believe in both of those ridiculous theories with no evidence. And we're the ones that are sounding silly to them. All right.
Exactly. And
the cotton candy planet. I talked about that Friday. There's a planet. It's like, I mean, they had one that was a diamond asteroid. It was all diamonds, and they just make up shit all the time. I used to say it's like a 10-year-old's writing everything. Now it's just AI, and it's just creating stories. I don't think any of that, and none of those freaking things.
Through their generations of indoctrination that they've done to us, we have a childlike mentality, and they treat us as such with these narratives. Because it's really, when you look at it, even what you showed with the planet and stuff, it's insulting our intelligence, really.
Right.
All this is right in front of our faces. They've captured our mindset with a perception deception from the day we're born, and the generation before us, our parents and their parents and their parents have already been indoctrinated, and we're taught all of these narratives as we grow up, but at certain ages and certain grades. Okay, when did you learn about space and stuff? It's like 3rd, 4th grade. You learn about dinosaurs and all that early on and everything. It's all in a childlike way that we perceive everything to keep us at. Now, do you remember that movie called The Island?
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett Johansson, isn't it? Okay, and they're Scarlett Johansson and Ian McGregor.
There's also one, I think, with Michael Caine. So you just have to remember I'm the movie guy. So.
I got you right. So in this movie, The Island, they're clones. They don't know that they're clones, but they live underground. And they're told that they're somewhere else. And, when they win a lottery or something, they go to this island, right? But really, they're harvesting their organs out of them. Like, say, if I had a clone of myself and it lived in this underground bunker, when if I needed a kidney, they would take it from my clone and then I'd be fine. You know what I mean? But the clones think that, first off, they kept them in a very childlike mentality. That movie is very telling. If you take out the whole clone thing and put us into this narrative, this is how they keep us in this dumbed down, childlike mannerism. And we never question anything. And if we do see something that's kind of out of the ordinary or weird, they'll have some backup narrative to go with that. And it's just like a fluke or something. But the movie's really interesting and telling. They find out that they're actually not where they thought they were. And they don't go where they think that they're going either. And they escape this like underground silo thing that they're in. And they come out and they're like in the middle of Death Valley. And they've never even been out in the open, and they were also told that everybody was dead. And like there was some plague that killed everybody. And they're like this select few that are still alive and they have to stay like right there.
Yeah, it's probably based on the allegory of the cave from Plato, if the guy existed. But it's the same thing, We can only know what we've been taught, we cannot know things that nobody told us, except if we see it. But if we don't see it, we have to believe what we've been told, So
it reminds me of like somebody finding out they were adopted, but they find out when like they're in their 50s. The whole time they thought that this was their mother and father. He came out of that womb or whatever, and this is only to find out later that they were adopted. So it's just like, it's very strange to live your whole life or most of your life and find out this stuff. And then, the next natural question is, for anybody, I would think, who's a critical thinker, is why? Why is this happening? What is so big and important that they have to shoot rockets up to make us think? People will go and watch them shoot the rocket up, clap all day long. Yay! They're not going anywhere, guys. They're going back into the ocean. You know, they're setting off these things that we call volcanoes. There's like a handful of volcanists in the world, maybe like not even 5,000. Okay. So we outnumber them as well. They have these concoctions that they can make these things look like they're going off and tell us that, oh, it's this and it's connected to the molten core and all this crap. Nobody was alive 4.8 billion years ago to see the supposed theoretical Big Bang that went off. And it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
And also there's about the movies things, the Olive Juice was mentioning like the Matrix, and you know, we're all waiting for that moment where, you know, they plug us in and we become these batteries. But I throw out there that we're already there. We just don't know it because we're able to freely do what we want. But these machines are connected to us in ways we don't even understand. And as the more information they get from us, the more they fine tune, like the articles that we see and everything. And I find myself and my wife constantly will be watching, say, a stream that you and Chapu did like a week ago. And I'll say a sentence, and then one of you says the exact same thing, sometimes at the same time, and it's just, it happens so frequently now. There's no way any of this is a coincidence. So
it's
somehow, I don't understand how, but it happens all the time. These kind of things, and things that we think, like the Simone Watchman. He talked about this too. A perfect example was there was a I was on a walk, a hike or something with one of Jeannie's sons, and he mentioned about this new electric truck. I forget what it was. And as soon as I got on my phone later that day, because neither one of us had our phones with us, later on that day, there's the ad for this exact truck on my YouTube feed, you know? And you could say it's a coincidence, but I don't get truck ads on there. And suddenly that one was there. We didn't have our phones with us. So I don't know. I don't understand how it all works.
It could be two things happening at the same time. Okay. I think because we're at the end of the short season of Satan and everything's being revealed. Not only is everything being revealed and we're getting to a higher level of awareness to the lies and the reality of the deception, right? It's also
well, part of it, Jen, I think, is whatever the ether, everything runs through it, and all, you know, all that's connected to the ether, which is interesting because science denied it and said it was a mythological thing, but now they have their own ether and they just call it dark matter.
That's what I'm saying. He wants to be like the Most High, okay? The Most High is probably, I mean, I would think that towards the end of the short season of Satan and everything's getting revealed to us, we're coming at a higher level of consciousness, awareness, living beyond the veil of consciousness with this truth that we're getting online with each other naturally, okay? Like, you know, because we're in line with truth. We're searching for truth. We love the truth, okay? We're not under this strong delusion. And also the AI is becoming aware as well and mimicking what's naturally happening to us through God's creation. You see what I'm saying? Is the way I kind of look at it. I think this is a natural process that we're going through when we're in line with truth. The other people who are out there who aren't in line with truth are probably not having those type of experiences like we are.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong.
No, it makes sense.
Pretty amazing. You know, the coincidence shelf.
Yeah, another one. Yeah.
We gotta rebuild it with brick. Oh my goodness. All right. So okay, we're at 2 hour mark right now. I'm gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back and regroup and look at some more stuff because I have a couple of tabs open as well. And CFM, what do you got for us? You got anything yet?
Well, I already showed stuff. What do you mean they didn't have anything? I did show stuff, a few things already.
I know. I thought you had some cities or
more
something.
Stuff? What was it?
The cities that we were talking about, the melted cities.
I have one more thing that I can show from China, just before the break.
Yeah, and I sent all those pictures of the Bible things to Shapu, so he could file them and put them in. Let you, and to anybody that doesn't know this gentleman on the screen, we're over here. His tabs and his amount of photos or pictures, whatever you want to call it, it's immense. And so I said to him, hey, I forget what I was looking for. Do you have anything that like would be like this? He sent me a file with like I don't know, 100 photos or something, and then I was just like, okay, thanks. I didn't know what to do. That would have taken me. It would have been taking me an entire day, and I was doing it right before my show. I was just like, thank you, though, but it was like, you got to be careful.
He's got carpal tunnel from clicking all this stuff in the folders.
He's thrown out more pictures than I've ever seen.
Right?
I think. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I figured it out. Yeah, might be too much.
It was overwhelming. Very much appreciated, but wow, it's like boom.
Oh, you want folders? I got folders.
I got folders.
We gotta get some shirts made up.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh man.
Just another one.
What is that?
Anything in this? This is the other one I sent you, Jen.
Just sort of like a random arch in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, again in China.
yeah.
Just nowhere.
I love it.
In China.
Oh, it's just everywhere. This reminds me of that article we read. The hills hide arches or something. Yeah, look at this. Where's the rest of this building, guys?
Where's the rest of this moose?
Okay, so there's a saying that says there's none that are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free. And I changed it up a little bit to fit what we're experiencing now. And none are more hopelessly deceived than those who falsely believe they are spinning on a ball through space.
That works.
I like it.
Yeah, remember I sent this to you?
Yes.
Trim tab.
Yeah, trim tab. Do you know what a trim tab is? It's just the small rudder that makes the ship go right or left, you know? The ship could be like huge, but the thing, the trim tab is like so tiny, you know?
Yes.
That it controls the ship the way you want. But this guy, Richard, it's called Richard Buckminster Fuller. Yeah, Mr. Richard wrote this thing. But the guy, I look at the guy, he still believes in space and stuff like this. But he wrote this article. I don't know if I can. I cannot zoom in.
Let me see here. It says we are called to be architects of the future, not its victims.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, I think if you have it on your phone, I send it to you.
Oh yeah. That's right. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I have to get this up real quick.
Because the way I could do it is if I save it like this. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Look at this.
Are you able to get it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll stop looking at that.
So I don't know if you see. Oh no, you can't see it because I'm still sharing the other one. All right. Wait.
There's that mountain up in Canada that I sent you too. It's in northern Canada, Mount Thor.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to look at that. That's crazy looking.
What is it called?
Mount Thor. The god Thor.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I was reading this and it was really interesting because they talk about the Dark Age still reign over all humanity and the depth persistency of the domination are only now becoming clear. You know, this Dark Age prison has no steel bar, chains, or locks. Instead, it is locked by misorientation and built of misinformation, caught up in a plethora of conditioned reflexes and driven by the human ego.
Amen to that. I agree.
Both warden and prisoner attempt meagerly to compete with God. All are intractably skeptical of what they do not understand.
Yep.
We are powerfully imprisoned in these dark ages simply by the term in which we have been conditioned to think.
Yep.
It is essential to release humanity from its false fixation of yesterday, which seem now to bind it to the rationale of action, leading only to extinction. Humanity is now experiencing history's most difficult evolutionary transformation. I live on Earth at present. and I don't know what I am. I know that I am not a category. I am not a thing. And now I seem to be I seem to be a verb, an evolutionary process, an integral function of the universe. Something hit me very hard once, thinking about what one little man could do, thinking of the Queen Mary. The whole ship goes by, and then comes the rudder. And there's this tiny thing at the edge of the rudder called the trim tab. It's a miniature rudder, just moving a little. Trim tab builds a low pressure that pulls the rudder around, takes almost no effort at all. So I said that the little individual can be a trim tab. Society thinks it's going right by you, that it's left you all together. But if you're doing dynamic things mentally, the fact is that you can just put your foot out like that, and the whole big ship of state is going to go. So I said, call me trim tab.
I love it.
And the guy wrote it 1895.
Wow.
You know, so
Yep. And these are the type of people that they probably put in their asylums.
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
but you can see that we are not helpless and anything. You know, anybody can do his own thing to change his world around him.
Absolutely. Just knowing the truth, right? And bringing it into your life, right? If you learned about aspartame, you're not going to go eat it anymore. You have to apply that truth to your life, okay? And you'll be better for it. And we're all learning these truths, and we're starting to realize the reality of our situation. And there's many people out there that will never wake up to this, and they don't have that level of consciousness in them. We're transforming into our higher beings and on our journey out of here, out of this short season of Satan, this dark age, if you will. I like the way that he labels that. But yeah, we are living in dark times, and there's blinders over our eyes. Everything is right there. It's always right there, and it's always going to be right there. But if you're told at a very, very, very young age, it's something else, and they do and dance circles around you all your life to show you that it's something else, but then you find out it's all fake. It's just like Westworld.
The bigger they make the lie, the easier it is to deceive us. It's the weirdest thing.
Yes,
because it's all connected. You want to take away God, you got to say that you're flying through space on a spinning ball that was created millions of years, and we can prove it because here's the dinosaur bones. And then it's just like, it's all connected, and they're all lies. You go to any museum, there's not a single dinosaur bone on display. It's all plaster cast, and they find, say, like, this is a tooth, and they go, oh, okay, and then they make a gigantic weird dinosaur with, like, out of that. And when you find that out later, it's like they lied to you since you were a kid. Who doesn't love dinosaurs as a kid?
Right. And it's hard for people to let go of it. It's hard for people. They love the lie. They don't understand the lie, or why would they lie to us about that? Oh, come on. There's a whole museum over here with dinosaurs in it. I just took, a road trip with my kids, and school just went there with them. It's got to be real. They're professionals. They're experts. They got PhDs and all these letters after their names, and they went all those colleges and stuff.
And they take the 5-year-old kid in us that fell in love with all these stories, and they keep coddling it throughout our lives with Jurassic Park movies and Star Trek movies and space and stuff. It's just constant. Like, don't forget, these things need to keep going, and they do it through entertainment.
Yes.
But it's a way of continuing our programming. It's fascinating when you see it on this side.
This is why they invented the radio. This is why they invented television. It's not just to put us in that beta state of consciousness. It's a constant bombardment of indoctrination and deception over you. And if they don't do it, and they don't do it constantly, because if you look at how hard they're working for so long to keep these lies going and perpetuate them, it seems like if they let off even a little bit, we're going to start seeing stuff. You can only go so long.
There's a new movie, I don't know the name of it out, but it's coming out, and basically the storyline is this. It's during the moon landing, and they're afraid that if they can't pull it off, they do a backup plan where they fake it too. Yeah, they're just like, so now they're faking the moon landing, but then actually doing it at the same time. It's just like, it's more just in their face.
Because, you know, even when I was realizing, you know, there's these narratives coming out, like if they're faking the mainland, they can't really go there. They just didn't have the equipment, and they really couldn't go, and they didn't want to be embarrassed, so they just faked it. But now you understand why they faked it. You know, that answer wasn't there before. We just knew they faked it.
Right. And that's the thing. All these seem to answer the same place, the existence of God. Why would they fake space? Hide God. Why would they pretend that our world is way older and all? Hide God. I mean, it's just, they all, it ends up the same way. And when you look at the things, the destruction that's happened, and you want to take out the discussion about, is it, you know, God's wrath, whatever, fine. What is your reason? Why did this happen? How did it happen? How long did it take? You know, what was the catalyst? And there's no answers other than that I've heard.
Yeah, there's no answers, and they don't even want to address it. And then
no, it's like the whole, when we learn flat Earth, the whole thing is like, oh, what does it matter? Well, it matters. It matters.
And it's not just that it matters. It matters on levels. People don't understand the levels of the truth. There's levels to the lie, and then there's levels to the truth. And some people only want to go to certain levels. And, you know, fine, that's fine for them, whatever, you know, but we go to different levels, and we take it to the next level. And really, you know, you got to go all in on truth. And where it leads you all the time is back to Jesus. Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life. And we were talking about this, CFM and I. We both remember it being the truth, the way, and the light.
Correct. Now it's life.
Life.
But
yes.
You know, it's a subtle change.
It's life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Another one.
Just, now look, I got something in my throat. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. I have this clip that I can play. It's 1 minute 27.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
It's our
show. Yeah.
An explorer of a world where the mind has mountains, cliffs of fall, frightful, sheer, no man fathomed. His name was Carl Gustav Jung. In 1959, 2 years before his death, he spoke to John Freeman of the BBC about his life. He was one of the great pioneers of modern psychiatry. Introvert, extrovert, archetypes, complex. These words we owed to Jung. But for years he was dismissed by many as a mystic. Today there's a growing realization that his work could help to reconcile science and religion, which for centuries have so disastrously divided the spirit of man against itself.
What sort of religious upbringing did your father give you?
Oh, we were Swiss Reformed.
And did he make you attend church regularly?
Oh, well, that was quite natural.
Yes.
Everybody went to church on Sunday.
And did you believe in God?
Oh, yes.
Do you now believe in God?
Now? Difficult to answer. I know. I don't need to believe. I know.
Exactly.
Wow.
That is very, very important what he just said. He knows. It is a knowing, okay? And I know that Jesus is real, and I know the earth is flat. I know they've lied to us about everything. I don't believe any of it. I know it. I used to believe their lies, okay? And, you know, once you sort all that out and break it all down, then you come from a place of knowing. I've always said we're moving from the age of belief into the age of knowing. This is why I say, people say, do you know Jesus Christ? You're like, well, I believe in him. No, do you know him? Do you know that that's a melted building, or do you believe it's a mountain? You know what I mean?
And it's a subtle word like everything else that changed, but it's huge. Like you know, I wake up and I know that I have a right, or at least thank God I have a right arm. I don't believe it's there. I just know it's there. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You can't convince someone to look at what we're talking about, look at the Bible, or look at Jesus, or look at these things, unless they take that moment to ask and find out. Because it's not about believing God exists. Like you said, you know he exists. And how did that happen? You asked, and he showed himself in some way to you. And everyone's experience is different. But it doesn't matter how many streams people will do, or how many debates they'll have, or whatever, emails and comments or whatever. You can't change my mind on this.
Yeah.
I know he exists. I don't believe he exists. 100% is a big difference. You're right, Jen.
Exactly. Once you know, you can't unknow it. You know, you can't deny it. And when you know Jesus, and when you know the Father, I like to say the Father because he is our Father. And Jesus said that's how you pray. You say, "Our Father in heaven." So I know I have a relationship with him, and he shows up in the most amazing, mysterious ways when you know him. and CFM, you can attest to that. I know it.
Well, he'll do subtle little things to remind you he's there, but you don't think about it. You can't sit around and think all the time, okay, he's watching me do this right. So that's why he gets into your heart. You know what is a good thing to do and what is not. And if you're doing that thing and you're not sure and you're questioning it, well, how did that question get in your mind? Because you know you might have to answer for that later. So then you put in this new filter. You know, it's like, is it pleasing to God what I'm doing? And that's kind of the first filter. And from there you move on. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, that's why they say the fear of the wisdom is first part of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Once you know he's there, then you do things to please him because he's everything and he's the whole reason you're alive and he throws blessings all around. But he's not going to do it if you're acting up like a spoiled child. He'll hold him back and see how you do.
You don't know him. You believe in him like you believe in Santa Claus when you were little or something, but you still have that in the back. Belief is like the next step past doubt. Okay. When you know, it's a whole nother ball game is what I'm trying to say. It's just, how can I explain it? You know that space is real, but you believe in God. Okay. Well, guess what? You knowing that space is real is a fake narrative and it's a lie. And God is what's real. That's the way I look at it, you know, because most people believe in the space narrative and the ball. The pilots on the plane that I talked to, you know, they thought they were still on a ball, all this stuff. So for them, and like it was for us, we knew that. We thought we were taught it. Some experts went out and proved it, maybe, or whatever, theorized about it. And we know that it's true because they're telling us it's in the textbooks, right? They wouldn't lie. But none of it's true. And where you do find the truth is in the Bible. Has it been manipulated and hidden and taken away and added to? Absolutely. Because that's where we're at right now. We're in the land of the lost, where the lost are deceived on every level, because that's the name of the game. And once you realize that this is a game being played by Lucifer and his minions on us to hijack us and our perception of this reality, then you can override the game because now you know. You know. You can't ever not know. You can't go back to the ball. There's nothing to go back to. It's a lie. You can't go back to space. That's a lie. You can't go back to, a million things, all of it. So
I think that'll be my next thumbnail. I'll probably do Land of the Lost to talk about it.
Yeah.
Is where we are. We're in the land of.
Well, they have us under Admiralty law, and they have us lost at sea, and we're corpses with our capitalized name and all this fake straw man stuff. I mean, it is absolutely absurd what's going on here. And I'm very grateful to be a part of waking up with all this and knowing that I am on the right track. I might not get it all right, and I'm sure there's things I get wrong, but I know that I'm on the right track as far as being on the following the truth. You see what I'm saying? And sure, I've had to back up and rewind and make another left turn over here. It happens, you know, but at the end of the day, the more you start to uncover the lies and the motive for these lies, you start to know what they're up to. You just.
And the wild thing is as incredible of a intense ride, I should say, this has been these last several years. what a wonderful blessing that God chose us to be here through it, because when you read the Bible, you see all the people that wondered when these days are going to be. And if we're not in these days, and the people that don't believe in the way, this whole book and everything, I don't know how else you would describe it, because never in history, like I played that little video where all these things are called out as, being deceptions. And I don't remember people ever questioning the moon or the sun or birds or all these weird things that people are calling out. And in addition to, we know we're being deceived on the days. Like they changed the calendar, so we have 365. We had different days back then. We had different hours. We had different the months. Everything's different, and you can see the evidence of the change when December, which is Dex, which is 10, is now the 12th month, and so forth. So you can see how they've changed everything, deceived us. So show me another time in history where everything is a deception. Like, point to one thing that isn't at this point. And so if we can't say that we're not in the short season, I don't know what else to say, because there's never been such a time. But it's still as crazy as it is, and as frustrating and as crushing as it can be. God says the saints get worn out. That it's still, what a blessing that he had allowed us to be here to not only see it, but to help others. And that's why I'm here. And I don't, rapture or not, whether it happens or not, or already happens, to me, it doesn't matter. I believe God put me here to help people get through these times. And so I'm not necessarily looking forward to bad times, but I'm not looking towards being raptured out. I want to be here to help. Because otherwise, why am I here?
Absolutely.
Why did he wake me up and do these things if I'm not here to help?
Exactly. Because once you know and you realize the lies and stuff, realize the real lies, you start to realize that, maybe you chose to come here as well. You wanted to come and help people through this time. It's no accident that I found myself on the same path of truth as you and Chapu. I think God works in mysterious ways, and in hindsight, we can really see his handiwork. And I think he brought us together for a reason, and let the tears fall away from us, who were trying to tear us apart over these last years. As we move closer to the truth of everything, we've gotten attacked more and more and more. And we always come out on the other side of it. God sees us through it, and we seem to land on our feet, and everything bounces off of us. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for you guys being a part of my life as well. And then the fact that it baffled me so much was that so many people who were close to me in my life could not see what I was seeing. And I was already getting to the point where I knew these truths to be true, and they just couldn't. You start to realize you don't vibe with a lot of people anymore that you used to vibe with and stuff, because your truth is taking you to another place that's beyond where we're at now. You can't stay stuck in this. You can't be like, well, yeah, some of it's fake, and that's fake, and I know they lie about that, but I'm just going to sit here and eat my chips and watch my, Handmaid's Tale or something. You know what I mean? That's people zone out of their own reality. Satan is deceiving them right out of their own free will to know.
Hey,
God.
Jen, can you see this thing I wanted to show you really quick? Proving once again, I did bring something, but this is Matthew 5, verse 11 and 12. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you, persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So, there's a lot of
hallelujah,
right? There's all kinds of things you can find for comfort when you're looking for it. And when you have something going on in your life, and boom, there's a passage that comes across. And that found me. I didn't go looking for that. It's just, it's pretty wild.
I was deceived recently. I found myself in the middle of a deception and stuff like that. And then I thought to myself, Jesus was deceived by somebody he knew who was close to him. He even said, one of you among you are going to deceive me. And he already worked through it. And, it's not just that it hurt, but it has to happen because it was part of God's plan all along for how things turned out. that Jesus was deceived by somebody very close to him. And, it happens. But, when you're in line with this kind of truth and you're heading back towards God, the arrows are pointed at you, and they're going to come. They're going to come for you. I could have given up a long time ago, but I wouldn't be where I'm at now with you guys. As CFM, I've learned so much from you and Shapu. I think we've crossed over into a whole nother level. You know what I mean?
The next level.
The next and beyond level. And I'm very humbled by all this. I never could understand why, when I first got into the truth, which was after my divorce of 13 years of torture mentally, God, revealed some stuff to me and got me on this path because I guess I was ready for it then. But I could never understand why I could see this stuff and nobody else could. Like, I really could not wrap my head around why family and friends could not see what I'm saying and know it. Besides all the proof I was bringing, to solidify what I was saying to them and prove to them. But then I had to realize I have a different purpose, and it goes beyond my little circle and family and friends here. And it's going to be a bumpy road. I'm going to take hits and all that, but I never even thought about that when I got on this road of truth. And it's only until these last couple of years, Shapu, you're witness to this too. The last couple of years where this journey has taken us, how these attacks have come. From people who we thought we knew, or thought were good people or whatever, we wind up finding out that they're not. And it could be 2 years in of knowing this person and you see their fruits finally. But it's definitely
well, it's interesting because we've all gone through it and I think we'll continue to have it happen.
Yeah.
My YouTube career goes now 7 years or something. And I was on multiple shows. Well, doing this part where I would just be the third wheel making little comments here and there, and I've had people on streams. I've done all kinds of streams. And look, we just don't see eye to eye and moved on. And it's unfortunate when someone does hurtful things. It's like it's not necessary. But you obviously, what happens is we step on a nerve or a toe or something that we like your toe, Shapu, and we don't know we did, and they lash out. And I feel it's a stronghold. It's a type of a spirit, the stronghold, and the things that we've been indoctrinated since birth, basically, they're hard to break through. Like, do we live on a spinning ball, or do dinosaurs exist, or any of these things? They're hard to break through. And the same thing when it comes to whatever you want to call religions. The whole idea that there's all these religions when there's just one people, but they've labeled it and branched it out, so we fight amongst each other over these different religions, and even within the same religion on where are we at on the timeline and that kind of stuff. And so it's more of Satan's deception and confusion fighting, when we have to remember what is the actual deception, and that is the existence of God. And so regardless of where we are or what you think, it all matters, because God exists and Satan's trying to what is it they said? That the devil's greatest trick was making you think he didn't exist?
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that was Paul Harvey or whatever. But now I think that's the deception.
Exactly.
The devil's greatest deception is making you think God doesn't exist. Because everyone believes in the devil.
Exactly.
They all do. Everyone knows they're evil, but no one wants to believe in God. Well,
exactly.
You can put that on a shirt and put a trademark.
100%, I agree with that. I do.
Yeah, exactly. And now we see it like everywhere in the industry, music industry, movies and everything. They always talk about the devil and the pact that they do with the people. And if you think that the devil exists, then the other opposite must exist also. So.
Exactly.
You can't have a negative without a positive on a battery. It doesn't work.
Well, you got to make it make sense, right, Shapu? And their line of thinking does not make sense. Lucifer runs this place. His logo and signs and symbols are everywhere. And people worship him, and they don't even realize they're worshiping him. And yeah, he's hiding God. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's to hide the whole creation, to hide how it works and what our part is here in it and why we're here and what we should be doing instead of what we're deceived into doing and thinking and seeing this place a certain way and each other. I mean, I'm really starting to imagine, like, trying to imagine what does that kind of life look like if we were told where we are and what we are, you know, and who we are. You know, what do you think? You're the center of everything? You think you're so special? Yes, we are that special, guys. Everything revolves around us here. And
the thing is, and I agree with you. You can lament and say, "Wow, if only we had been born the way we were supposed to in the world we were supposed to." But then, after it's all over, that's basically kind of where we're supposed to be going to. So we will get to experience that. So I guess another way you can look at it is we also get to experience this to understand how amazing that is. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but we all are born perfect. It's the world we live in that changes us. You know, it's
land of the lost.
That's right. And they want us to think that we're imperfect, you know, that we have all these flaws. And then they want to swing it around and say, we want to accept everybody, be all inclusive as well. And we're going to throw this whole group in too for you to accept. It's just so many facets to this whole thing. When they came out with the radio, the first thing that they put on it was the War of the Worlds and scared the crap out of a bunch of people. But there's that space narrative and aliens, right? The first thing they did when they invented the tell lies to your vision was put Trip to the Moon, which was a black and white, no sound movie. They were putting people in a rocket and going up to the moon and then getting out and walking around, and you know, the same thing that they supposedly did in the 60s.
These things were created to do propaganda. So that's the first reason that they exist. The radio, TV.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. And
it's they always have to connect all their fake stories, because if you know the actual story of War of the Worlds, the alien invasion is defeated by what? A virus, the common cold. Some might say corona. I don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah, please. Oh my goodness.
What are we looking at?
Oh, I was going to go over here to this PDF that I have up here. I did want to take a break, but I think we're just going to skip the break. I'll just keep going here. I found this to be very interesting. This article or this PDF here is talking about biblical geological model. And they're trying to explain, you know, what we see, like sedimentary layers and stuff. And it goes into a whole series of falsehoods that geology is putting forth here and everything. And we're going to get into this. I'm going to take a break first, and then we'll get into reading some of this, because it's going to pretty much blow your mind, I think. All right. We'll put on, if you guys don't mind. I got to take a break. All right.
Good. All right.
Let me get something here. All right. We're going to put on a 4-minute song. Here we go. We are back. Welcome. That is Ball's Pyramid, the building, the melted building known as Ball's Pyramid. Pyramids are indicative of structure. Just saying. They named it, not me. All right. Oh, Jinx, what's going on? There she is. Oh, she's so cute. I'm not used to her being so quiet. It's actually kind of freaking me out. Right? Oh my goodness. All right, guys. So we're going to get into the history of geology, and we're also going to look at biblical geology. So take notes, because there's going to be a test on Wednesday of next week. All righty. Let's see what we got here. Let's look at this. All right. So the basic average person, when they look up, geology or the history of it, you'll get a Wikipedia page or whatever. They all say the same thing. It doesn't matter if you go to Wiki or Encyclopedia Britannica, really. It's all the same shit, all the same lies. So the history of geology is concerned with the development of the natural science of geology. So here they're saying the history of geology is concerned with the development of the natural science of geology. We're already having a word salad here, guys, okay? Geology is the scientific study of the origin, history, and structure of the earth.
And we know now what scientific means, so.
Yeah, exactly. And if anybody's coming in late, let them know what it means, folks.
I don't remember.
No, when you guys broke it down on the Latin or whatever it was like it's not true or it's all false.
Yeah, that's it.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, where's that? Where's that drop?
I'm in a screen share. Shapu's got the drops.
What? This one?
Can you guys hear me? There you go.
Exactly. That's the one.
So I find it interesting that here in the very beginning of history of geology, they start off with a volcano right here on the side. And which volcano?
Vesuvius.
Vesuvius. That's right. My favorite volcano. And this was supposed to be observed in 1767 by William Hamilton here.
Yeah, because before it wasn't there.
Because it ain't on this map from 1587, that's for sure.
Oh, wow, look at that. It just showed up. Yeah. I still like the one you have in the map where it's a building.
Yes. Yes. All right. So here, let's see. Some of the first geological thoughts were about the origin of the earth. Now, I'm just going to say this in ad lib here. This whole part to me is the false narrative, okay, of when people started to ponder all this stuff in the BC and everything. The origin. Ancient Greece developed some primary geological concepts concerning the origin of the earth. Additionally, in the 4th century BC, Aristotle made critical observations of the slow rate of geological change. Really? He made critical observations of this, huh? Okay. And it's such a slow process. He observed that the composition of the land and formulated a theory where the earth changes at a slow rate, that these changes cannot be observed during one person's lifetime. Okay?
How did you do it?
Observed it. Okay. I'm reading that right?
Yeah. Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Like if one of us just walked to a bunch of people in a room going, hey, I got this theory. I can't prove it because no one's ever seen it. But what do you think? I mean, it's wild that we just accept these narratives like they're fact.
Yeah.
Exactly. They always contradict themselves. It's crazy.
The expert said this or the white coat said that. That guy's got a degree. He knows what he's talking about.
In this respect, it's somebody from the 4th century that nobody knows or ever heard of and never met in their lifetime or nothing. So
doesn't even exist, this dude. Probably.
Exactly. So they build these narratives out through their timeline. And they have to add their characters into the timeline and establish each character's origin and what their theory is that they come out with, and how we've built off of that to get to where we are now, which of course always leads back to the globe. It always supports the globe model. But in this
Look at
sentence,
the names. However, his successor was at the Lyceum was Theophrastus. Heck. And then farther down, Pliny the Elder. What is going on? AI is writing this shit.
Yeah, and they don't even supply you with a documentation of these people's theories or anything like that. It's supposed to be just, passed down or archived in some, catacomb somewhere that somebody's sitting on.
Even the people. Show me where you can prove the existence of Theophrastus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. His name's probably related to what he discovered or something,
Right? Yeah.
So here they're crediting him with minerals and ores, naming them. Like he describes the minerals and the ores and the local mines and stuff. And, that is important. After the reset, we're living in stuff that was something else before, and then it's been extreme heat and it's transformed into what we have now. And we utilize
this guy's a sign maker, like we're saying? He's a sign maker.
Yeah, like that's marble, that's limestone. He's yeah. This is the hardness of this stuff, and granite's harder over there. Those types of things do need to be, brought out and worked with in our construction today. We utilize these things, and that has a place for that, yes. But as far as the narrative itself and how it tries to explain away the 6,000-year creation cycle and bring us into 4.8 billion years of a theoretical Big Bang with a happy ending, I guess, is, it's just crazy. Much later in the Roman period, you got Pliny the Elder. You're just saying that he was among one of the first to correctly identify the origins of amber and fossilized resin on trees by the observation of the insect trapped within some pieces. He also laid the basis for crystallography by recognizing the octahedral habit of a diamond. Okay. I guess one shot up out of a volcano. Maybe he caught it before it went back down. Make that observation.
Yeah.
So we go through the Middle Ages, and it talks, here about, the timeline keeps progressing. Now they're into like earthquakes and all this stuff like that, and they start documenting volcanoes and stuff. Medieval China, one of the most intriguing naturalists was Sheng Qiu, and there's the date. Polymath personality who dabbled in many fields, the study in his age. In terms of geology, Sheng Qiu is one of the first naturalists who have formulated a theory of
There's a theory.
Geomorphology.
But since, because not so long ago, the geology started like in the 1800s.
Yes, we're getting to that. Mm-hmm. This is laying the groundwork for their foundation for what we call geology today. And when it really starts coming out is the late 1700s here and going into the 1800s, which is when we get really into what we showed before, Chapeau. As a matter of fact, when we first researched this, all this stuff before, all this antiquity stuff wasn't even in our research, was it?
No.
Right. So the narrative's continuing to change as we're getting further into dismantling their narrative. They're backing it up with further back stuff to corroborate their narrative. You see how it's working? You see the AI.
Well, now that everything is on computers and you don't have any like reference sections that people go to anymore, it's so easy to change our history right in front of us.
Exactly.
And most people still use Wikipedia as their number one source, and anybody can change that. So as they continually change our history, the old people, we will, be not handing down these stories, and then this will be the new narrative. It's going to be written so quickly and so easily.
So this is key point here. It says it was not until the 17th century that geology made great strides in its development. At this time, geology became its own entity in the world of natural science. It was discovered by the Christian world that different translations of the Bible contain different versions of the biblical text. See, right here, we're getting into the Bible, and you might say, what does the Bible have to do with all this? That's the whole reason geology exists, is to discredit the Bible. The one entity that remained consistent through all the interpretations was that the deluge had formed the world's geology and geography. To prove the Bible's authenticity, individuals felt the need to demonstrate with scientific evidence that the Great Flood had in fact occurred, which is right here. You read this description. With this enhanced desire for data came an increase in observation of the Earth's composition, which in turn led to the discovery of fossils. Although theories that resulted from the heightened interest in Earth's composition were often manipulated to support the concept of the deluge, a genuine outcome was a greater interest in the makeup of the Earth. Due to the strength of Christian beliefs during the 17th century, the theory of the origin of the Earth that was mostly widely accepted was a new theory of the Earth, published in 1696 by William Whitson. Whitson used Christian reasoning to prove that the Great Flood had occurred and that the flood had formed the rock strata of the Earth. And that's what we're going to get into on this next site here, which is, here it is here, up here, the Biblical Geologic Model. And we've never really talked about this, the biblical geological model. It's very, very interesting how they break it down. I'm not sure I buy all of it or anything like that, but I thought we would kind of get into it a little bit. We don't have to go through the whole thing. It's kind of lengthy, but their keywords here is like I said, before they started teaching geology, the Bible was what they used. So everybody knew the Earth was flat and there was a dome and God created all this stuff. So you have the Bible, and then of course you have geology. You have creation science, and then you have geological models. And these are all running in parallel with each other. You know, the two big heavy hitters, creationism and geologic classifications. A geological model is needed to help explore, classify, and understand the geology of the Earth. Okay. The bias of a geologic model is a clearly defined history of the Earth. Naturally, any history of the Earth must be an assumed history because no one was alive today. No one alive today was present to observe what took place. Exactly. That's what we've been saying. Nobody was alive.
Isn't that great when that's your fallback? No one can prove it because no one was alive, and you can't recreate it because you won't live long enough. I mean, how easy is that?
Mm-hmm. Many people believe that a plain reading of the Bible gives an accurate understanding of the Earth's history. The bias for this belief is outside the scope of this paper, but McDowell.
Wait, can I ask a question? Once again, we skim past that. Why is the question which should be asked? Why do many people believe a plain reading of the Bible gives the accurate understanding? All they say is, oh, this is just stupid, like they say to us. But they don't explain why do so many people believe it. Let's hear what they have to say. Why did they think that? But science is going to beat them down and say, no, they're stupid. Right?
Yes, exactly. After whatever happened here, and then the people who came out to rule over us, to be Satan's minions, I guess, had to discredit whatever people were already believing in, which is the true creation story itself. That's why we see geology making these strides in the 1700s. Lucifer was loosened in 1776. So once you get into the 1800s, this thing's going full blown.
And on a side note, Jamie Cray made a comment. Even the doctors in the hospitals Google stuff. Yeah, that's how deep we're down now. AI technology is running everything, just so you know.
Yep.
We're waiting for it to happen. It's already done. It's already here. Everyone's
Absolutely.
using Chat GPTs and these AI programs to create pictures and stuff. Everyone, it's going, and all the articles most likely are written because they're all the same and they all have these weird mistakes and stuff, and you know what I mean. But it's getting smarter and better, and soon we'll be at what is that thing from Terminator? What's that place?
Skynet.
Skynet. We're on our way.
Oh yeah,
How
we're
cool is that?
already
We'll
in
get
it.
to watch Skynet be put together.
Isn't it funny we don't hear about D-Wave computers anymore? What are they using now?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, those things were obsolete by the time we heard about them.
Yeah, demon wave technology, and then also the Vatican decided, hey, maybe since everyone's talking about it, let's change the name of our telescope instead of having it named Lucifer. I mean, come on, it's right on our faces.
Yep.
The times that we're in, the Vatican names their telescope Lucifer.
Yeah.
No one
Like,
knows.
couldn't come up with any other name like that.
There wasn't one guy in the back of the room. Hey, excuse me, you know that anagram's out to Lucifer. Nobody, not one, nothing.
Okay, so this go ahead, Shabu.
No,
I'm
I was reading Glenn from Boston wrote Game Over. I still hear that in that guy's voice. I don't even know what movie it is. Game over, man. Game over. He was alien. Anyways, come back to the article. Sorry.
Okay, the creation of the earth, therefore, is taken as occurring in 4000 BC. The flood, assumed to be of worldwide extent and to involve deposition of a significant portion of all sedimentary rock, is taken as occurring in 2300 BC. So what they're saying is that the creation itself and then the flood, even though these are two separate events, are the two major things here that created all this stuff that we see around us here. So with these assumptions, the creation and the flood events, although for short durations, are geologically the most, what does it say down here? Important times.
Okay, but so does that mean that they're acknowledging the Bible flood? Because otherwise, how do they describe how these things happen?
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying, is that there isn't this gradualism and catastrophism in the sense that the geological narrative shows it. It was the biblical flood, and from that flood came the sedimentary layers and created these rocks and stuff like that and all this stuff.
So it's like everything else. They want to put their toe in the water for the thing they want to use and then pull it out for everything else.
Yeah.
You know? It's like the people that say they don't live on a spinning ball full of molten core, and yet they don't want to discuss the Bible Earth because that would, go against what they feel. So they still believe in the millions of years to form sedimentary layers shooting out of the ground from tectonic plates. You can't get that unless you're on the ball. It's like, and the same people with it, everyone was talking about the solar lights, or what do you call it? The northern lights that were everywhere. We saw them too. And yet they want to tell, they were fighting over it. Some of them were saying it was God that did it. Some were saying it was not CERN. What's the other one? It was HARP was doing it. And then some were saying that it was, what was the other thing? That it's just like, the solar flare.
Yeah.
And so wait a minute. So you're let's say a truther or whatever you want to call yourself, a critical thinker is what I like calling it. And you think NASA lies to you about everything. Except solar flares.
Yeah.
They're telling us everything there is all true. Because that's what they're doing. They're running with that like it was okay. Like it's coming from the same people lie about everything else. And it's like this. They're saying, oh no, the Bible's not real. The flood probably happened, but that's it. And then the rest of that's not. You know what I mean? It's like they just use it when they want to, and then they deny it the rest of the time because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Right. Well, this is debatable. This two-sided story that we have here, because this biblical timeline is trying to stay in line with the geological narrative, but not have it go out for millions of years. They're bringing it back into a 4,000-year cycle or whatever like that, young Earth, if you will. But they're both getting it wrong, in my opinion. But this is where it gets really interesting here. It says the creation event is preeminent, generating a volume of roughly 100,000 to the 10th power cubic kilometers of material when the Earth was formed. They're trying to figure out how all this stuff got here. You know, what was the catalyst event? It says of lesser significance was the flood event, which would have involved the deposition some 300 to the 700th 10 squared power, whatever, kilometers of material. To produce such a large quantity of material in such a short time would require intense geologic processes. So they're saying on the geological side, it's very slow, okay? These guys are saying, no, it happened pretty quick, and it was probably because of this flood thing, right? So we're just going to sit here and just observe what these people are saying and figure it all out. By contrast, the geologic process observed operating today are ordered of magnitude less intense. Okay, so we're not having some one major big event like the flood. Now we're at the part where supposedly things are happening gradually, is what they're trying to say here. The current rate of erosion and deposition are projected over the pre-flood or the post-flood era. Then the total quantity of material deposited in either era would be less than 0.05 times 10 to the 6th power cubic kilometers.
None of us were good in math. Let's keep.
I know. Even if the rates, but listen, even if the rates applying during these eras were 1 or 2 order of the magnitude difference from the current rate, the material accumulated during these eras would still be much less than the material generated during the creation or the flood event. Oh, it's a lot of reading with this stuff. From a geological point of view, therefore, the history of the earth is recorded in the Bible can be divided into 4 parts, which we will refer to as the creation event, the lost world era, which is the pre-flood era, the lost world era, and the flood event. And
I like the
now
last
we're
one.
in the new world era. How many times have we heard about the new world order?
Yeah.
Okay, so the term lost world era refers to the time between the creation and the flood event. It is introduced, excuse me, I was like indoctrinated, it is, to avoid...
You've been indoctrinated, good job.
Yeah. Ambiguity, because the term pre-flood includes the creation event. The important feature of the biblical geology model is that the intensity of the geologic processes were different for each of the 4 parts of the world history. Because geologic effects were not uniform with time, it is necessary to transform the time scale shown in figure 1 into a rock scale. Now we get into their scale.
Anybody else having these like weird flashback effects? Like, are we getting tested today? Because I didn't study.
So I don't know where they come up with this framework here, but they're trying to say that the biblical framework for biblical geology is this, which would be the whatever at the lowest is the oldest, which is what they have us going with most of the historical narratives. Creation of the world 44,000 BC, which is down here. And this is what their model looks like.
Which side is the Bible people and which side is the geologist people? Or is it this mix?
Well, we're going to get to that. Because you're getting into rock time now, and these word salads that they use are crazy. The concept.
I'm sorry, I'm just having this like flashback to high school because like Shapu put up a video while you were gone, and it was that old one they used to put up. Remember, where the audio was all jumpy and it was black and white. It was funny.
Well, we know where the geological narrative stands. We know where we stand, and now we're going to go through the biblical geologic model of whoever created this. From just reading the Bible. Okay. I don't even know how they're going to fit. They don't even talk about where God melted stuff, Anyway, the concept of time rock transformation is illustrated in figure 2. The time scale is shown on the left, rotated so that the most recent time is at the top of the figure and the earliest at the bottom, which is what I just described to you guys. The length of time scale reflects the duration of the events of the eras. Okay, so here we get back into this as well. Let me read this. Details of the structure of the model. To be careful and practical, the broad framework of the model must be expanded to provide specific details of the events and processes and their time relationships. Distinctive conditions need to be identified to correlate geologic features in the field with the model. In addition, the level of details needed to be scaled, such as that it bears a useful relationship with the quantity of rock involved. As we examine the Bible account more closely, the various processes, events, conditions, and features will be defined and named. And then we got the creation event.
The thing here that's I see that is missing is that it don't say where the new rocks come from.
Yeah,
You know,
well, that's
they always put more rocks on top, more rocks, but
yes,
where do they come from? But
Yeah.
we can explain it
exactly.
from what we
Yeah.
are sort of looking for, you know. So
Well, they break down the whole flood thing. They say all these rocks came from the flood.
yeah, but you know, water doesn't create rocks, you know.
Right,
so-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rock
Um,
tears them down. That doesn't just form them.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So it's very lengthy, this article, and I'm not, this PDF. I'm not going to go through it all. I'm actually going to drop it. You guys have to download it. It goes through the days of the creation, like the sky was created on the second day. It's not proposed that this act would be produced any significant geological effects at this time. The dome itself being created. Goes into day 3, the waters covering the earth and all that. Where else we get down here a little bit more? The Lost World era. Geologic actions during the Lost World era may have been less intense than today. Even if the intensity was the same, not much of geological significance would have occurred in the time available. In addition, much of what was deposited during this era may have been destroyed by the flood. Rocks formed during this time have been called Lost World rocks. I mean, this is just crazy, all this stuff. They're trying to mesh this whole thing. You know what I mean? With
They just
geology.
can't say that these rocks came from the buildings that was there. That's the only thing that's missing there.
Yeah,
So
well, then the
basically,
flood-
because all the everyone seems to agree there was some cataclysmic flood,
Yeah.
so they're just making. Oh, look, 3.3 is the flood event. They're just making the Bible as just another book, and that they hid the narrative of the real story was there was this flood. We don't know why. And then it formed these rocks, and here we are. You know what I mean? They're trying to
exactly.
and why would they do that? To hide God yet again. We'll put our toe in the water and say, yeah, maybe that story is real, but they morphed it into that book that's fake, and to hide God, even though they're using the example, it's just wild.
Here they're saying the total duration of the flood event is a little over 1 year. That's weird.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
Is it really? It was a whole year?
Well, the 40 days and 40 whatever that was. But then after that, when the ark stops, or when he does the olive branch, or now it's a leaf and all that stuff, they actually don't come out of the ark until a period of time from that moment. It doesn't just like once the bird comes back, everyone gets out, because don't forget, God sealed them up and God let them out. So what happens is in the story is that they can't take it anymore, and they pray to be released, and then they get released. That's the short version of it.
Right.
Yeah. And looking here at the last, everyone disembarked 56 days. How many arcs were there?
Exactly. And look what it says above that. Covering removed, ground dry. The coverings on the top of the ships, Chapeau?
So, I don't know.
You know the arcs that we show, they're all covered on top?
Yeah.
So here it says the dove did not...
This thing here, is that yours, Jen, or is that Chapeau's?
Say this again?
Yeah, the thing on screen. Where'd you get that? Is that
from
the same PDF?
Yeah, same.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
All right.
gonna
All
do
right.
this
All
with you
right.
guys. You're gonna go through it too as well. It said everything that you just said, pretty much. Chronology of the flood event. Geologic 2 stages are of significance. The first stage, during which the water rose and increased greatly until the whole earth was covered, has been called the inundatory stage. The second
And not
stage.
not to belabor this, Jim, but do you see how it's already changed? If you go back up, dove returned with leaf. That's the Mandela one. They've already updated it. So from here on out, anyone seeing this is going to think the dove returned with the leaf. But those of us in our hearts, and everyone that throws out the olive branch, it's because it returned with an olive branch. And it's no longer, it's a leaf. And now look, it's updated just like everything else. And from here on out, the new generations will always know leaf, and they won't understand why we say it was a branch.
Yep.
It's happening right in front of our eyes.
The description of the springs of the springs of the great deep burst forth, taken to mean an intense worldwide geologic disturbance, which indicate the flood. This is shown on the figure eruptive action. So they got a whole thing here where they describe all of the stages here and their little graphs and everything like that. Which kind of goes along with their catastrophism and gradualism to a certain extent, with major events in between. But still, this is not on par with, I think, what we're really seeing at all. This is staying in line with the geological narrative, but fitting it into a biblical timeline of young Earth is what they're doing. But they're not getting it all correct here at all, especially with what we've all uncovered and stuff. The New World Era, I called the period of time since the flood event the New World Era. So it shows a timeline for this period and corresponding rock line. 2 phases include residual and modern. Residual is a phase of relatively high levels of tectonic and volcanic activity as a result of residual effects from the flood. The duration of this phase is shown arbitrarily as about 300 years, but needs to be better defined by observable criteria in the rock. And the modern is a phase of stable and relatively minor geologic processes of a similar scale of intensity as experienced today, lasting approximately 4,000 years. And it goes on. It goes on and on, but there's time. See, geology basically tries to swipe the Bible away with their whole new narrative. And then this one comes in and tries to take the whole geological narrative and fit it into the biblical timeline. So it's like controlled opposition. You see what I'm saying? You got 2 factions with narratives. One's mostly true, but sandwiched between a bunch of lies, which would be this one that this guy has here. And then the other one's geology. So you have 2 sides fighting with each other or debating with each other or whatever, peer review crap. And it's all bullshit, basically, because you're not getting the answers that you need to get. Where Meltology has taken us and all this flat earth observation and stuff that, things that they've lied to us about and why they're lying. This to me is something that would just steer people in another way to not really see the truth, but be okay enough with it to digest it and still know that they're lying to us and never really getting the true story, in my opinion. I know you guys sound like you're bored. You're not saying anything.
I'm just thinking of the math test I have tonight too. So.
Right. Lake deposits as observed after explorations of Mount St. Helens, deposits of vegetation trapped created by ground topography, coal, all this stuff.
So where are they going with this?
What's that?
Head towards the bottom of the PDF. Where are we going with this?
Right. Get to the end. You like Revelations. You read that first.
No, we dipped in quite a while on this one. Let's see where they go with it.
All right, we'll go to the bottom here. See what the end
Somewhere.
result is here. Oh, this is it here.
There's going to be a Richard somewhere. There always is.
Okay, conclusion. Starting with
yeah.
okay, we're going to conclude, guys. I'll drop this link for you. The conclusion is starting with the biblical account, a simple and practical geologic model has been formulated. So they're starting with the biblical account, a simple and practical geological model has been formulated. The model has
toe in the water, but we're not going to go completely Bible on you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're getting it now. Right. The model has been described and labeled to facilitate scientific communication.
Got to get that labeling.
Exactly. Yeah. Appropriate names and terms have been used which are compatible with biblical accounts. The model can be represented in a diagram which graphically illustrates the concepts and relates the Bible record to the rocks of the earth. The diagram can be adapted to needs of different audiences to enhance communication of the creation concept. Frequent use of the diagram.
Man, aren't they good at just spewing a whole bunch of words that mean nothing? I mean,
this is what I'm saying. It's word salad.
Anything.
Yeah, it's word salad. Basically, is what it is.
I think AI is writing this shit. I'm telling you, it's weird.
Criteria has been developed to classify rock structures. Again, it's interesting how they put structures in there, right? The word structure.
Yeah, it sounds like something was made, right? Yeah.
The criteria suggests direction for investigation, and they provide clues for how rock structures should be arranged. The biblical criteria would need to be applied to the raw geologic data. The model needs to be tested and refined.
Look at that sentence. The model needs to be tested. We haven't done it. This is just a theory if we were ever to do it.
And they used another word up here too. What was it? It was where was it up here?
Suggests. Everything is questions. Theory, suggestion. The model needs to be tested.
Okay, so in this way, validity of the model can be checked and classified. Criteria can be strengthened. Ongoing work is required to tighten up the classification criteria to reduce subjectivity and make the model more useful. That's what it is, guys. It's a model. And I can make a model of square Earth and have it all work out perfectly and sell it to you as soon as you're born. And you would grow up thinking you were living on a square Earth.
They actually did. They actually did it. Before they agreed on the ball earth, they had many people come up with many shapes, and they had like a couple to choose from, and they choose the ball one.
Of course.
That's right.
Why does that not shock me? And then if what's his name, DeGrasse Tyson, whatever that guy's name is, he says we're living a pear. So
pear shape.
Yeah,
exactly. It's pyramid shape.
Yeah, he took the ball and the flat earth and put it together to make the pear, because if you squish the,
Isn't that what Lucifer does, though? He takes man and woman, tries to blend them together, takes the ball and the flat and tries to mesh that together. And they're trying to take the biblical geology here, this article, and mesh it with their fake fucking geology over here and get people to be okay with it. And this is the same technique they used to get people to be okay with the geological narrative to begin with. It says it right here. It says geologic resource material such as maps, explanatory reports, and handbooks need to be made available within the framework a broadly accepted biblical model. But their biblical model is not correct. It's correct to a certain point, but they're not giving you the whole thing.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yes. Confidence in the model will grow as it is applied to more geologic situations around the world. Contributions of other researchers from other continents is eagerly anticipated. It may be necessary to modify the model following wider experience in the field situation.
I mean, that's how we got our globe right now. Is they what did it say? They They need to make reports, handbooks, blah blah blah. That's how they force the globe on us.
And that's exactly what they're doing here with this. So for me, this is like taking the truth, hijacking it, and then, it's like controlled opposition. So you never get the full truth. You get some of it, right? And then you get concepts and stuff. Oh, this is the word I was looking for. The creation concepts. Concepts is another way of saying theories, okay? It's a word salad.
Yeah.
That was that word I was looking for. So I really wanted to share this with you guys because some people could come along and be like, okay, this explains everything, but it doesn't explain everything. All it does is explain their geological narrative, but squished down into 4,000 years and not 4.8 billion years. And it's really intriguing for me to, I don't know. I find it intriguing.
No, I'm sorry. Every once in a while, I'll catch something in the chat, and this one was Setnig. And wrote, personally, I feel bad for the monkeys that didn't evolve. I don't know. That just struck me really funny. I guess we're supposed to look at monkeys that we see now and go, oh, if you'd only tried harder. Sorry. You know?
Right? What did I have? Anything else?
I can write that down. I gotta remember that.
Shapu, look at this. This is what you sent me a while ago. Okay. The medieval study research blog, Meet Us at the Crossroads.
Yeah. You read it like on the show with Johnny.
Yes. Well, when I was scrolling down here, what you were just showing in Ottawa around that river and all that stuff looks like this.
Yeah, exactly. really similar to that.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. But I'm going to share this link as well with everybody. So it's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
the poem it's really good. Nice.
I don't know if I shared it last time or not, but there it is. They control the narratives, guys, and they know that this stuff's going to get out, and they know that they're going to try to get ahead of it, and they know they're going to have to deal with the Bible as well. So what do we have in Flat Earth? We have Flat Earth gatekeepers. You're going to have geologic biblical narrative gatekeepers as well. Okay, yes, the Bible's correct, but it's incorrect this way with this model, and this is how it works out. You still don't get to the melt. You don't get any explanation.
Except this information, but not that, because it doesn't go with their narrative.
Right. But it'll keep you looped into a geological narrative, just taking the time span and shrinking it down. So there's that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I got, guys.
And who has the means and the power and the money to make these publishing and put it everywhere? It's not us.
Exactly. And the printing press and then the school system, word of mouth teachings and all this stuff. Most people couldn't even read for a very long time until they started, the school system up. It was usually the elites and their children that would be able to read, but the common people couldn't, because they didn't want them to read anything and learn anything and figure some shit out.
And you can, when you look on the other side of it, you can see where they, like they call a sheep, where they herd us into these particular. So, like for instance, we're accepting, we're allowed to believe there were giant trees and animals, but not giant humans. You got to stop right there, because that would blow away that narrative. It would go more biblical and would take away evolution. You can't have a giant human, because they had to start in the pyramidal soup and become a monkey. So you're allowed to believe in everything giant except humans. So it's like there's always that catch. Go here, but no further,
Yep.
And it's
That's exactly what it does.
Yep.
That sounded pretty smart, what I just said there.
It did sound. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop there.
No.
Good.
Yeah.
But we understand now why they're doing this and how they, like, when I got into the truth stuff, I started to listen to Alex Jones, and then after a little while, I started to realize he's controlled opposition. We think he's on our side and he's bringing out these truths, but he's actually working for them, to steer you in a certain direction and keep you in a certain mindset and looking at certain things. So I think that's what's happening here as well with this type of stuff.
Yeah, I never watched Alex Jones. I mean, I know of him, and then I saw him later. I would check out the stuff that they were talking about, but he wasn't one of my first people that like woke me up to things. But when I started watching him, And at first you go, wow, so he whistle blew that whole Bohemian Grove and stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. And then you realize, wait, the most, like, the one area that no one in the world could get to unless they allowed you there. There's no way he snuck through a bush and crawled through a hole and filmed it and they didn't know. No, that was supposed to get out there because either they have to do it or they wanted to do it. And so that was my awakening to controlled opposition. When you start to break it down, there's no way he would have been able to get that video for that, as crazy as that event is.
They know that everything's going to be revealed. They know it. They can't stop it. They knew all this was going to be revealed. It's the, what Steve used to say, the externalization of the hierarchy and what they do. So they can't stop it from happening. They know it's going to happen. The only thing that they have to control these truths, because they're not narratives, it's truth coming out, is to get ahead of it and steer it. And they'll steer it with their false narrative behind it. That they'll use that little trim tab of deception to steer the truth. And then steer us. Like that. And once you realize the lie and why the lie, what is their motive to pursue this relentlessly, insidiously, all this time over us, and how hard they have to work at it. It's something really to behold when you wake up in the middle of all this, and it's quite profound in my opinion. Oh boy.
Yeah, and don't forget Alex Jones is also possibly Bill Hicks. I mean, it's just like they repeat characters.
Yeah. And that's another
Rush Limbaugh supposed to be the guy from The Doors. I'm not on board with that one yet.
Well, look at the Challenger, the supposed teacher and all that died. And, they're all still around. But their character died. They killed like that. Kobe Bryant
used the same name.
Yeah,
they didn't even care. They have the same name. They didn't change it.
Yeah, they got ahead of a lot of things. I think the flat Earth, they knew that was going to come out. They got ahead of that with their bigwig people who, you all know who they are. I don't have to name names, and to steer that narrative, because once you hit flat Earth, you could go right into the Bible. There should not be any space there, really. But they take you in this like 2-3 year journey of space between finding out the Earth's flat and proving it with all their little scientific stuff. But then suddenly you don't go anywhere else. And for the last 2.5 years, you've just been going to meetups and just spinning your wheels in flat Earth. You know what I mean? So that helps them in such a way that they can still try to maneuver people and steer them away from getting into where we're at now, which is, the destruction, God's judgment, the short season of Satan, how and why this is happening, and what the truth of it all is. And what Shapu said many times on the show early on is that we have a part to play in this event that takes place, this God's judgment that comes around different times. And the millennial reign, beginning the short season of Satan, end of the short season of Satan will be a final judgment. And well, what's being judged? We're being judged, right? So of course we play a part in this, and we have an effect on it. If we're living in a fear-based mentality and we're stabbing each other in the back constantly, we're living in fear and not love and abundance and righteousness and glory and praise of God and Jesus, well, it's not going to turn out so good when this event takes place. It will have a severe effect. Also, I had mentioned to somebody about Nibiru. Nibiru was a big thing with space and everything back in 2009. I was like, why do you think they came out with that? If space isn't real, why would they make up some crazy weird narrative about Nibiru? It's going to come up from the underneath the ecliptic of our plane and show up in our skies one day, and it could possibly be destructive. It just depends on where it's at and where we're at when it comes through our solar system. Why would they even do that? Because they knew that they're going to have something show up in our sky. They're not, but something is going to show up in our sky that has to do with this destruction. And they're going to have a story already set to explain it. They can't tell you it's flat and it's coming from underneath. It's a black hole sun, or it's Polaris moving out of its position. So they get ahead of things, years and years and years ahead of it. We're still hearing Nibiru is supposed to come around. You know what I mean? Planet X, whatever you want to call it.
And as long as we're once again, I just want to prove that I did bring something. Here, did you see this here?
Oh yeah.
For those of you, the new thing I'm questioning. I'm sure it's old to some of us, but see, that's what she used to look like. And there's no way that this is the same person. I'm not buying it. And in addition to that, come on.
Very sus.
Okay.
Look, remember Mrs. Doubtfire? She put on a few prosthetics and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all he's got to do is just throw in a little.
I mean, come on. It's very sus, so I'm on the fence on this. But I do know that it's not the same lady. It doesn't look like her at all. At all.
Did you say you know it's not the same lady, or do you believe it's not the same lady?
Oh, yeah. No, knowing is bad for that. No, I don't know it. I believe. How about that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
yeah.
What I would have to go by is I know that Bill Gates sucks Satan's banana, okay? And if he sucks it, then that means his wife, sister man, sucks it too, right? So
I don't know how we got all there, but yeah, I think this is
the name of the game is deception, and that's what their Lucifer God does. He deceiveth the whole world, and that is their job. They're highly paid, well orchestrated Decepticons.
Ballless, soulless, spiritless, corporate little bitches, suckers of Satan's cock, each and every one of them.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, all different topics I've tried to cover over the years, and they always get me. But like if you're doing things their way and you're not touching on any of these truths, then you get to hang around on their platform and stuff. But when you start talking about the truth and exposing all the lies, and it starts to make sense to a lot of people, and they're picking up on it, then you're a threat. You're a problem. You can't have that.
That's very true. All right.
Oh boy. All right, guys, we're at 3 hours and 34 minutes, and that's pretty much all I got. Does anybody have anything they want to show besides what you've already shown?
I'm good.
I'll probably keep it for the next show, I guess.
All right. Yeah, the trans apocalypse. That was interesting when all that was going on, especially when it got to the kid level and they were putting the bathrooms in the schools and stuff. And that was really bothering me because, my kids are grown and out of the house and I don't have any grandkids. But knowing what they were going to do to this generation coming up and imposing this onto them, this whole trans thing, they were transmuting the children's brains and bringing in that blended of male and female Baphomet type situation to be normalized and accepted. They want you to accept and do what they do, which goes everything against God, but they trick you into thinking that you're still all good with God over here, but you have to be all inclusive over here as well. Well, they want you to accept the things that God doesn't accept. And I can't help that God doesn't accept it. This is his creation. Man and woman go together and they make a child. And you go forth and it's natural and unnatural. And, they want you to live in the most unnatural, most foul way. And that's how they live. That's how they get down. That's how they raise their children. They get a boy. If they're a boy, they'll switch it to a girl and raise that deception and put it out. And it becomes your Angelina Jolie.
Right.
Yep.
We'll know them by their feet.
I gotta take a drink. Hold on.
Yeah, they're feet and fruits. So
feet and fruits. Yeah. Yeah. Especially what do they call them? The plums.
Yeah.
Dude, we should have stopped at 3 minutes and 33 hours and 33 minutes. Now look where we're going.
A couple of our live streams did that. It was like 3 hours, 33 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah. Do you have something else you had, Chapu? Or you're going to save it?
No, gotta save it.
Okay. Because I'm getting like wrestling. I'm going to tap out.
Yeah, me too. It's almost like 1 o'clock here. And
Thank Thank you guys for hanging out with me so late and everything and covering this stuff. And it's so great to get the band back together, even though I'm joking over here.
She's all choked up, Shapu. See
Yeah.
how important it was for you to
I'm
do
all
a stream?
choked up. I'm so happy I got to do this.
She's all verklempt. That's what we say in verklempt.
Oh, I love you guys.
Nuts and fruits. Oh, the chat is. I gotta say, first of all, thank you both. I love just being the third wheel here, just interjecting silly comments. I've done that all the way back with you and Steve, and I enjoy it so much. So anytime I can do it, thank you for inviting me. You're both so important to me, and this chat, just wonderful people, and they're so nice and they're funny. And Setnik, I'm stealing your thing about the monkeys, just so you know. And it's just like it's a family, whatever you want to call it. We don't all agree on everything, but what we do agree on, this show is freaking entertaining, and we're just here trying to figure out truth and enjoy ourselves and have some fun along the way. And I thank everyone in the chat and you both. Thank you so much for letting me be part of it. So
yeah, thank you. Same here. I just love doing shows with you two, and
I love you guys so much. I cry.
See, now she's getting verklempt.
I'm not even kidding. I'm just like, you guys are. I'm just saying. There's no hour that we're all here like
it's
this.
okay to put it on now.
Now
it doesn't look awkward. It's part of the uniform. Jen slowly dressing us all alike.
So I got this hat in Philly at the airport. It's got a purple P on it, and he was embroidering hats there, so I had him do the drippy font of Meltology 101.
I like it.
Yeah. But so we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Like I always say, let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing. I'm a soldier for truth, and truth. Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life. Yeah.
One or the other. It's both.
One or the other, but I love the truth. I hate being lied to, and that's the road I'm on. And if it offends anybody or pisses anybody off, you have the free will to change the channel, because that's what I do. If I don't want to listen to something, I change the channel. The information's out there. You just got to let it in, right, CFM? Yeah, and we'll see you guys again soon. I'm going to go out with a song tonight. I love you guys. Shapu, thank you so much for coming on with us. I missed you so much, and I cannot wait to do the next show with you whenever that is.
Yeah, thank you. I love you both. And yes, I'll be available when I can, I guess.
Yeah, no problem. No pressure. But, if you have nowhere else to go, you can go on CFM show.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Right. Obviously, I've got one coming up Friday, and I'm not sure where I'm going with it, but I'll keep you all posted. So.
All right. If I find anything interesting, I'll shoot it your way.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. We are out of here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, CFM.
Thank you.
You've got bricks. What bricks?